Yeah, another soul on soul. Yeah, production. Yeah, yeah. I stay soaked in foreign colognes. I keep dipped. Coogee sweaters hand knit, cause that's that fly shit. I stay laced because my body got Versace taste. Rolex on my cuff, flooded with diamonds. A half a dozen, 100 Benz coupe in my driveway. Tried to have it my way, the flyway led to a bad day. I should've kept it real when I was with you. Instead I dissed you, so now I miss you. True.
It's been too long. Come back home, I need your smile. Ain't seen you in a while. I'm so alone, I miss you. Come back home. It's been 2 sleepless nights, 3 lonely days since I last saw you. Now things just ain't the same. Whatever happened to the promise that we made? You'll never leave me. I'll never leave you. Now you're gone. It's been too long. You've been gone. Feels good when I'm with you. I miss you. I miss you, baby. I need your smile. I'm so alone. I miss you. Come back home. I've got so many things to say. Can we talk about it? I wanna talk about it, but let's not talk about who's right or who's wrong. I wanna move on so we can start all over again. Cause I'd much rather be with you than without you. I love you.
What you talking about?
I need you.
What you talking about?
Lets me further know what it is you really do.
I am the fucking GOAT. I did that on the fly. I am the fucking GOAT. I did that on the fly. The absolute fucking fly just now. The absolute fly. I did that on the absolute fly. I had no idea what songs I did. I had no idea what songs I did. What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all? I'm the host with the motherfucking most chill, motherfucking Murray. You are now tuning in live from the spot. Shout out to everybody tuning in, not tuning in. You know how we doing, how we ride. All right. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm fucking late as a bitch. I'm late as a bitch. And mainly because I had a fucking tornado warning. I had a whole tornado warning. What's going on, y'all? I had a whole goddamn tornado warning, and I'm not used to that. I'm from New York, so I didn't think it was serious. There's like my girl was like, no, it's a warning is different from a watch. So I was like, oh, really? All right. I guess the windows. I'm surrounded by fucking windows. I'm in brick, so I was, worried about the tornado going through here, but I was thinking about my windows and shit busting me in the eye in a Final Destination moment and whatnot. I'm like, all right, let me just stand my ass in the hallway. Stand my ass in the hallway, no windows and whatnot. What's going on, y'all? Fantamos, what's going on? Tato, I ain't see you here in a minute. What's going on? King Osmo, what's going on? Madman 90, what's going on? Yeah, Teyana Taylor. Teyana Taylor got a W. That's the best way I can say that. Teyana Taylor got a W. She has a whole W. So I call her Bugs Bunny right now. Teyana Bugs Bunny Taylor. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the fucking gun. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the fucking gun. I tell you that much. She most definitely sold her soul. They looking out for her and him. I mean, I'm not gonna say sold out. I don't know if Teyana. I can't really say Teyana sold out as much as she's just in that circle. I'll just say that. I can't really say she sold out as much as she's in that circle. If you guys hear thunder and lightning and shit in my microphone, I'm sorry. Or if you had like a siren and shit. Like I said, there was a whole tornado watching it, whatnot. Sorry. We waiting for that Clips album now. I know that's right. I want to see what that Pusha T and Kendrick is sounding like. I want to see what that sounds like. An evolved Kendrick at that. I want to see what that sounds like. Excuse me. He was using the rabbit symbol. Man, he was dissing Freddie as well. I don't know. I haven't really I've been trying to be off Drake. I have really tried to be off Drake, even though he keeps doing stupid shit. He keeps doing stupid shit like the whole like the genie picture he took, the fucking Aladdin sweater he had on. Then it was the what do you call it? Little snuggle coat he had on. I saw that shit and I'm like, you just can't stop making yourself look bad, can you? You can't stop making yourself look bad. But I understand. I understand. At this point, Drake cannot help his brand be bad. He cannot help his brand at all. He doesn't even know what to do with it anymore. He has no idea what to do with it anymore. The triple CD for Mace's Revenge on Diddy. We need an Oracle 3. We need an Oracle 3. An Oracle 3 would be fire right now. Auntie, what's going on? Oracle 3 would definitely be fire right now. All right, so do I want to get into Teyana Taylor first? No. I don't want to get into that first. I might get glad to it. I don't know. All right. So, all right. Let's do some funny shit first, because I wanted to have some fun tonight. I ain't want to necessarily just come in here and just be on some Diddy, and Teyana Taylor. So, we're going to say those two for a second. You like that King Kendrick, Playboy Cardi? No, because I don't do Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi's not in my Serato. Cardi not in my Serato. Cardi not in my Serato. Not in my Serato. But speaking of in Serato. Speaking of in the Seratos. Wow, this is on ABC 11. This is hilarious. I didn't know that they put this on ABC 11. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me play the news clip first. Wow, he made the news doing this shit. He made the news doing this shit. This is funny. This is funny. All right, so if you don't know, a certain someone made a certain record in jail, and it was a remix.
Right now at 4.
To Chris Brown. Mr. Robert R. Kelly, you hear thunder and shit. Mr. Robert R. Kelly has released music from prison following Tory Lanez.
Right now at 4, R&B recording artist R. Kelly is making headlines after releasing a music recording from the federal prison in Butner, north of the Triangle. Kelly releasing his version of the popular Residuals challenge, where social media users record themselves singing their own version of Chris Brown's hit song Residuals. In the song, which has been confirmed by Kelly's attorney to be in fact him, he sings about where his residual money is going after more than 3 decades in the music industry. The song is creating controversy on social media and within the music industry right now. Dewan Hogart spoke with radio personalities here in the Triangle from K97.5 and Foxy 107.104 in Raleigh about how music fans are responding.
it poses the question of whether or not, are we supporting this? Are we sharing this because we like it? Are we still saying he's talented? Or are we going to stand on the side of he did wrong and we don't need to be giving this man that type of credit?
The talent is there. For me, that does not overshadow the crimes that he has been committed of.
Accused of.
R. Kelly's attorney telling Eyewitness News the singer recorded the songs fairly recently and wants people to know he's working on projects and still has amazing talent that exists whether he's in prison or not. The attorney says he is the R in R&B. Nothing is going to keep him from making music. R. Kelly is serving a 30-year prison sentence at the federal prison in Butner for racketeering and sex crime charges. We've asked how he was able to make music in prison, but our questions have not been answered. The recording does sound like it was made over the phone. Barbara.
All right, so let's hear that recording.
This call is from a federal prison. This call is from
Robert Kelly.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5.
Bro already got the whole crooning intro ready. To accept this call, press 5. You know he in jail.
You may begin speaking now.
I got 2 minutes. Let's go.
First, I wanna thank my fans for being a realist. Now let's get down to business on this breezy remix. Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind. You're still selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for commentary, no. Though I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve this. There's questions on my mind. There's questions on my mind. Did I build you up? Build you up when I wrote you all those years? How you not gonna show me love? Show me love. And I'm not talking about no cheat. Tell me who's getting all my checks? Where's my money at? Tell me who's getting paid for my crime? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in the R&B? Sweating is killing me and myself, making me holler. Damn it. Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of my residuals? I just need to know. Tell me.
Holy shit, I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. Holy shit. Federal prison record label coming soon. Word. Signed Tory Lanez and him first. Holy shit. Right. I was saying to myself, like, damn, if he wasn't, if he wasn't such the biggest piece of shit in the world, if he wasn't, if he wasn't R. Kelly, of all people, and the biggest pedo in the world, if he wasn't that, this would be in the Serato. This would be in the Serato. I'm with you, Cherie. I'm with you, Cherie. This would be in the Serato. If it wasn't for him doing all the other shit, if it wasn't for him being the biggest piece of shit in the world for what he did to Aaliyah, that would be in the Serato. I'm sorry. That would be in there. But, yo, I can't stop laughing at the fact. My man said, yo, y'all couldn't even send me nothing to my commissary. He said, I wrote y'all hits for 34 years. Y'all can't send me no money. Bro said, yo, who's getting all of my residuals? Who's getting all of my checks? Well, he sound thoroughly concerned too. That's the greatest part about that. That's what made it so damn sound so talented with R. Kelly, because you could tell he writes from the truth, right? You can tell he absolutely just be, ain't no damn lying about nothing. He really talking about where he living. That nigga was definitely crooning over, yo, who is getting my goddamn money now? He was crooning over, who is getting my residuals? Who getting my shit? Chris Brown, you right. Who getting my shit now? I would like to know. Yeah, tell me who is getting my checks. Yo, oh my God, Robert Kelly, you are something else. you are a character in time. You are a character in time, bruh. Listen, all right, we gonna run it back one more time, just because this shit was just too hilarious.
Call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
He know that shit too. He had to put that in there. Like, listen, just in case I say some wild shit. Whoever put this together, even with the pictures and the words and whatnot, you the GOAT for this.
To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now.
I got 2 minutes.
I got 2 minutes. My bruh said, listen, ain't gonna be no clipping it and recording it and bringing it back and all that. Look, I got 2 minutes to say what I need to do.
Let's go.
First, I wanna thank my fans for being a realist. Now let's get down to business on this breezy remix.
Yo, AI is something. Let me just also say that, right? AI is something. To be able to even turn his vocals into this, over him really just crooning over a payphone in a county jail, is in a federal prison, is crazy. Is crazy. Like, can we really give almost a shout out? I don't want to say a shout out to AI, but can we give a one up to AI? Like, AI is doing amazing things nowadays.
Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit.
That's still the funniest part of me. I had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. He's really talking to the fans when he says that. That's the crazy part. He's talking to the fans with this song. He's talking to the fans, and he's also talking to his record label. he's talking to. I want to let y'all know that y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit for what y'all doing with my money right now.
It's questions on my mind. It's questions on my mind.
It's questions on all of our mind too. Like, what made you do what you did to Aaliyah? What made you write age ain't nothing but a number? We got plenty questions on our mind, R. Kelly. I'm just saying.
You're still selling my music, making all this money.
No, they not.
Don't even send shit to my books for commentary.
Because it ain't shit to sell.
No, though I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve this.
Yes, you do.
There's questions on my mind. There's questions on my mind.
It's the no.
Did I build you up? Build you up when I wrote you all those years? How you not gonna show me love?
Think about that. Think about. See, here's the thing that you not remembering, R. Kelly. Here's the part that you forgetting about this. Yes, you wrote hits for 34 years for us. The problem comes when we start realizing the lyrics of those hits, and we start realizing what you saying in these goddamn lyrics. That's when the problem comes. And so you asking the question why we not going to show you love, it's because of what you have done and said in these lyrics, sir. That's why.
Show me love.
No.
And I'm not talking about no cheat.
Well, that's because you ain't around any right now.
Tell me who's getting all my checks? Where's my money at? Tell me who.
That tell me who. I'm telling you, he's singing the fuck out there. Who?
Who's getting paid for my crime? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 30?
Who's getting paid for my crime? Wait. What did he just say? Oh, who's getting paid for my grind? I thought he said who's getting paid for my crime. I said, wait, what did he just say?
All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years?
Sadly, you.
Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in the R&B sweating who's killing me and myself making me all of damn it? Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of my residuals?
You know how many dudes in the cell next door was like, sing that shit, R. Kelly. only because they were feeling this for their child support. Only because they were saying, damn it, who's getting all of my checks? Bro's inspired by Tory. Damn right, he was Black Bleach. He was inspired by Tory crooning themselves, huh? But my man was singing for the people, the dudes that's, still paying child support from jail, the dudes that's still sending money home and whatnot, the pimps that's in jail collect. I'm trying to tell you, who's getting all of my money? Damn it, who's getting all of my money? Give a shout out to the dark side of AI. Word, making bops. Giving predators a chance to get an extra muffin and commissary. I tell you. You said it best. Oh, you said it best, brother. You said it best. AI is doing wonders for people. They got Kelly sounding like the old Kelly. Bro, still king of R&B. Listen, R&B is rhythm and blues. He is singing the fucking blues in jail, okay? That is the real blues in jail. Who's getting all of my money? Who's getting all of my checks? Oh my goodness. Y'all ain't said nothing to my commissary. I said he mean that shit. Who ain't said it? Why you ain't said nothing to my commissary? Who's getting all of my checks? Who's getting all of my checks? I said he thoroughly meant that shit. He thoroughly wanted to know who the fuck is getting my money right now. Cause it ain't me. It ain't me. Needless to say, somebody is living just like Diddy in jail, and they are not getting any type of love in there. They're not getting no money. I'm talking about my brother is sharing the biscuit. He's sharing the biscuit with the inmates. At this point, he's singing like that. He's skipping meals. The oodles and noodles done ran out. He done stopped making the shindigs. See, I don't even know I'm talking about that when I said shindigs. Woo. He just stopped making the shindigs. Shit is getting bad in that cell. Shit is getting bad in that cell right there. But I can't even say shout out to R. Kelly. I cannot say shout out to R. Kelly. But that's what I said. I agree with Cherie. If he wasn't such a piece of shit, this might be in the Serato. Just to laugh to. Man. Mr. R. Kelly. I couldn't listen when I played on the pod last time that he was singing to the podcasters. I said, hey, this nigga gonna drop an album. This nigga gonna drop. He gonna fuck around and drop. Now that trust me when I tell you, as viral as that record went, you think R. Kelly ain't gonna try to drop an R&B album from jail, which is gonna sound like the worst shit in the world. Because to make an R&B album in jail is probably gonna be the hardest thing in the world. Pause. You surrounded by niggas. This is why he was only able to sing about his own money. I want y'all to think about that. He wasn't singing about the fact that he fucked up in life or he fucked up with Aaliyah and all that. That nigga was just silly. He made his best record from jail about who was getting his money. Think about that. He said, fuck all y'all. Listen, I just wanted to use these 2 minutes I got in this payphone to tell all of y'all ain't shit. Okay? Listen. Somebody has been making money off of me, and I would like to know why. He could sing while he ain't whack 100 call. Whacked over him. Cook Canada, what's going on? Yeah, whack ain't paying attention to damn R. Kelly. Whack though ain't worried about no damn R. Kelly. Whack is trying to stay clear from R. Kelly. If it's anybody Whack 100 staying clear from, it's a goddamn R. Kelly. He's not trying to even get intertwined with anything the R or Kelly got going on. anything a Robert Kelly got going on. That I'm trying to tell you, Whack is staying clear from. That's on everything. He's staying clear from that. Let me see. So I was looking at my list. Looking at my list. Oh, yeah. This crazy shit. This crazy shit. This was just crazy.
Pretty much take it all.
Let this ad go by, but I mean, you see the title of it. I started watching it. God damn it, really? I started watching it and I was like, am I really reading something that says this? Like, am I really? Did this actually happen? It did.
Everything from start to finish. The girl he was going to meet was 13, but hopefully he doesn't get his phone, his child porn all over again.
Hey, don't go outside. Don't go outside. Come here. That's fine. Don't go outside.
Most people who are accused of horrible, disgusting crimes like meeting an underage girl to sexually assault them or even doing sexual acts to an animal, they typically deny. But not this guy.
Okay, so you believe that she was 13, 14? Yeah. Okay, do you believe at any point in time that's a necessary thing? A right thing? Okay.
Unnecessary?
Like a right thing to be doing?
No, it wasn't.
How old are you?
53.
53? Do you know which, is it one of your dogs? Yeah. Okay. Is that dog here? Okay.
I'm Elizabeth Milner for Law and Crime. Now, this is one of the grossest cases I've covered here. Not only did this man admit to police his awful, disgusting plan to meet up with this girl and the videos he sent to her, but some of those videos he sent was him doing sexual acts to his dog.
He has the video. He's just he admitted it 100%. So it's not something like he's denying, but we give it to you. Yeah.
I mean, as weird as it is, can you clarify? Is there a point of view you can see what type of dog it was?
It's his dog, man. It's his dog, and he said he does it once a year. But it's on his phone in there, which I hope she's not getting because she went back in there. But
this shocking case unfolded last summer, and the details, I can't stress enough, are pretty gross. On August 17th, Clovis PD in New Mexico got a call from the Colorado Pet Patrol. And yes, their organization is exactly how it sounds. They hope to catch child predators. The organization reported to police that 54-year-old Timothy Harper was contacting a 13-year-old girl named Molly. Now, usually we don't name victims of child sex crimes, but this is different, mainly because Molly isn't real. Molly was a fake account on Facebook, and Timothy fell for the trap. But what he sent to the so-called Molly was sickening. Police went out to Timothy's home the same day they were called. And who else was there? The Colorado Pet Patrol.
What's going on?
sir, he's just admitted that he has child porn on his phone.
Okay.
And he has pictures of him having sex with his dog. I'm Tommy with Colorado Pet Patrol.
Cool. I'm also
Colorado to talk to him. He's been pretty on.
So imagine, like, you going to work, right? Imagine you going to work and they tell you, hey, the dude we were investigating got busted, right? But listen to this tape recording. Matter of fact, look at this video. And you hear the tape recording and then you watch the video and then you just walk to the bathroom and just start vomiting. Because you like, wait, huh? Huh? Oh yeah, and he admitted it. 50 years old. 50. Look at my man with the beer belly. Look at the beer belly sticking out past his chin. That's how crazy his shit is right now. Like, I can only imagine the cat and dog shit and piss that would be smelled beyond that yellow door. Just looking at him, I can already smell the cat piss at the screen. Mans was sending him fucking his dog to women. Like, this is how I'm gonna do you, baby. Yeah. See how I'm hitting this bitch? Yeah. This is how I'm gonna do you, nigga. What?
Honest, I got it all recorded.
Okay.
Everything from start to finish. The girl he was going to meet was 13, but hopefully he doesn't get his phone, his child porn all over again.
Hey, don't go outside. Don't go outside. Come here.
Just a minute.
That's fine. Don't go outside.
If you didn't catch that last bit or thought you heard incorrectly, yeah, Timothy
Why you ain't fucking her? Or was she just the custody or just living there?
admitted to sending photos of himself having sex with at least one of his dogs.
What's your name?
Tim.
Tim, let's go over there.
At least one. He done gang banged the whole dog pound.
Okay. I'm Officer Jimenez.
Call Snoop.
All right. So I'm not very fond of what's going on here. Okay, got a little brief in our subject. Okay, he's kind of advised me. You want to narrate what's going on right now?
Yeah, I was going to meet a underage girl today, and I've been talking to her.
I'm sorry. You haven't talked to her?
No, I don't know her.
Okay. So as far as what you heard,
the policeman wanted to laugh his ass off because the Molly is fake.
They have everything from start to finish. There's a couple phone calls.
I don't know what you're going
Sent us pictures of him and little kids.
But I'll be right back.
He knows we're 13.
I gotta go get my check.
They're supposed to meet at the park right down the road.
Bro, you heard Shorty should say, look, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to get my check. I'll be back. She ain't coming back. She leaving. She see police. Like, look, I got some crack in my backpack. I'm leaving. You in trouble.
I have all that information for you as well. He just admitted he has probably 80 to 100 pictures of minors.
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
Just don't lock the door.
no, just stay right there. He's fine. He's not leaving yet.
Everything red. But we have a lot of phone calls where he sent a picture of him having sex with his dog and admitted it, said he only does it once a year and only to the
Bro said I only do it once a year. You know what I'm saying? It's just the annual thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a ritual.
one dog. He's not. The other ones are males.
Okay.
This is your book. I have this for you as well.
Got you.
But you can, if you want to go slower, you want me to just show you a couple.
I'll go through it. I'm just waiting for the other officer.
You got it.
As
Man,
far
you
as
got
it goes,
That's yours. That's just my notes.
Cool.
And like I said, he admitted that phone has upwards of 100.
And how long has this been going on?
They've been talking for. I'll get it to you exactly. I think they've been talking. How long? Like a month or so.
Yeah.
Not even that long. I think it's actually been it's been a little over maybe 8 or 10 days, something like that.
8 or 10 days.
When we send you the link over, it'll be time stamped. Everything. I see you got access. Oh, it's not Axon, but something close. I'm sure.
Okay.
Says he's had sex with multiple 13-year-olds, but he says now that's a lie.
I dare.
I mean, admitted it. How do you admit to having sex with multiple 13-year-olds? Admitted to multiple.
As you can see from this really gross and disturbing story, it's so important to know who you're surrounding yourself with. That's where our sponsor, Truthfinder, comes in. It's one of the largest public search services in the entire world. Looks through a binder full of messages between Timothy and what was supposed to be a 13-year-old girl. For most of it, he just stood silent while shirtless on the front patio.
For right now, okay, I'm going to read you your Miranda rights, okay?
He's high as gas. He is drunk and high as gas. He don't know what's going on. He don't know his left from right ass cheek right now. He is fucked up. What was you want to read me? He don't know what's going on. Yes. This ninja is very ill. Very ill.
So I can ask you any questions that could possibly self-incriminate you. Okay. You always have the right to remain silent. All right. I'm gonna read it off the card just to make it easier, so you know I'm not forging. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. You basically know what's kind of going on here, right?
Not really.
All right, brother. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used to continue in the court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before answering any questions, to have a lawyer with you during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one would be provided to you at zero to no cost, okay? You can decide any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my statements, okay? Does any of those not clear about or anything like that, do they not make sense to you? Okay, so you understand each and every right so far I've told you? Okay. All right, so are you okay to talk to me and everything as far as going to questioning? Yeah? Okay. So, okay. You bluntly know that it's a fake 13-year-old girl, right? Okay. You understand that things that you're saying on there are self-incriminating on through the book, right?
And some of it was not even true.
Okay. So why is it that you're trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl?
I wasn't even going to meet up with her. I said I was going to.
So I haven't got for the most book, okay?
I wasn't going to meet up with her. I just said I was going to.
It's more likely I'm going to give it to the detective and send it go from there, okay? But for certain things, as far as I'm seeing, is that there's exclusive things that shouldn't be said to what you believe is a 13-year-old girl at the moment because you're acknowledging it through those messages, okay? Is that truth? That you're acknowledging that was a 13-year-old girl at the time when you were texting?
I thought she was a little older, but somewhere 13, 14.
Okay, so you believe that she was 13, 14?
Yeah.
Okay, do you believe at any point in time that's a necessary thing? A right thing? Okay.
Unnecessary?
Like a right thing to be doing?
No, it wasn't.
How old are you?
53.
53? Okay.
We didn't get to see the
Bro, he know his age. That's the wild part. He know his age. 53. Like, yeah, I'm 53. So 40 years. Exact. 40.
full extent of what was in the binder. But when Officer Jimenez called the case in, presumably to his supervisor, we learned a lot more.
I asked him questions if he acknowledges everything in this book, and he said yes. He basically is sexing a girl, 13 years of age. Basically, it's going to be a 13-year-old girl that they're using as a cover, showing that basically he's sending penis pics, everything like that, going as far as sending messages, actually, I guess, having sexual intercourse with one of the dogs out here, one of his dogs that he supposedly does yearly. And that's so far as going now. That's why I'm letting you know in advance that we may need to have a detective over here as far as going there. So the what's the organization called?
Colorado. PED Patrol. I might give it to you again, though.
Did you give it to her already?
Of course,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. Is it hot wire?
No,
okay.
I thought so for a second. It's warm, but I don't know.
So, okay. So as far as in there's not an actual 13-year-old involved.
Correct,
Just basically just the baby.
Correct,
Okay.
yes. Yep.
And as far as it goes there, he's a registered sex offender as far as we just ran him. Here in New Mexico, we don't really have those.
And he's already a registered sex offender. Like, how is he even still in the neighborhood at that point? He's already a registered sex offender. That's crazy that he's even still walking around there.
It's like laws where we can just charge someone today as far as that we can get a warrant if the DAs believe it's possible in there. Okay. But basically, you said the binders for us to use. Correct. As far as there. Is there a video that we're able to obtain that
everything, yeah.
prior from y'all having this conversation?
Yep.
And
you
it's
give us
basically
an email or
cool.
Whatever.
I can give you that before we leave.
Even that he's admitting that he's got it on his phone right now and he had sex with his dog last night. Like, we have the video of that.
Of him?
Yeah, it's him.
Are you able to show it? I mean, as bad as it is, I don't want to look at it, but is it there?
Absolutely, and you can ask him. He has the video. He's just he admitted it 100%. So it's not something like he's denying, but we can give it to you. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, as weird as it is, can you clarify? Is there a point of view you can?
So basically, what you even hearing just now, King Ozma just said it. Dude wasn't even about to get any time like that. You just Sheree, you just y'all just heard it. Until this guy even mentioned about the sex with the dog, I don't even think this guy was about to be arrested. Well, he was about to be arrested, of course, but I don't think he was about to even get any real time for this.
See what type of dog it was?
It's his dog, man. It's his dog, and he said he does it once a year. But it's on his phone in there, which I hope she's not getting because she went back in there. But his friend's been really trying to help him.
That's what we're trying to see if we have enough to basically take the phone.
Yeah, we have every video, we have everything, and his full. He's like, I did it. It's once a year. This was literally just happened.
Okay.
And it's his dog.
Everything is basically on this. Y'all have it documented as far as
every single thing, man, from start to
Oh, so he fucked the dog recently. That's even worse.
finish. Yep.
Okay.
It's his dog. It's hard, man.
It is, I know.
Just be ready. It's
Architecture and
This was 2 days after my fucking birthday last year. I'm just looking at the date too, August 17th. This is 2 days after my damn birthday. Unbelievable.
We'll send it bigger. It came over bigger. I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. Oh, there it is. That's him. That's his dog. That's him again. That's his dog. And he's fully admitted to it. I have that right here.
Okay.
Bruh has whole OnlyFans pictures of him with the dog. What world are we living in? Jesus hit the reset. Lord hit the reset. Just hit the button. This is wild out here.
So,
when it's blown up bigger, you can see it's clearly his dog.
And you can send all that to us?
Of course. We're going to
Get
do
him
it anyway.
over to the PD.
The guy?
Get him, walk in there with him with a shirt on or whatever we need to do. But get him to the PD.
Yeah, so you have enough
This
to...
is going to interview him.
So, he told me we do have enough for enticement.
Yeah, so it's not his first time being accused of something so heinous. Timothy Harper was previously arrested and convicted for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. He was required to register as...
Look at him. This is what's in the neighborhood. Look at him. Listen, he high as gas right now. He slumped over, dope fiend lean, sitting down on the stoop. He don't even know what's going on in the world right now. Get him off the street. Condemn the house. Get him off the street. What is he even doing out in the public?
A sex offender. Turns out he didn't.
It's more likely going to happen today, okay? Can't take you in. All right, you've been advised of Miranda, right? And you are still able to talk to us? And you're okay to talk to me? Okay. So you failed to register as a sex offender since 2010.
I don't have to register for New Mexico.
You're still listed as a sex offender.
Yeah,
you haven't registered here in our county. That's it.
They told me I didn't have to.
Who told you that?
I've been here 6 years.
I got you.
And they told me when I first come back here, I didn't have to.
Did they release you from that?
Yes.
Conditions?
Yes.
Who released you? Because if it's under Texas, then that's Texas who has to
I'm
do
not under
us.
Texas.
That's where you're showing you've been registered out of.
Oh, he was a detective. Son of a. He carried.
So are you
a nickel-plated, huh?
Were you registered as a sex offender in Texas?
I was
You were
when I
in
lived
Texas?
in Texas.
And that was how long ago?
6 years ago.
And
who told you that you didn't have to register in
I'm
Mexico?
trying to think of his name.
Was it somebody in Texas that told
No,
you that?
Or somebody here in Clovis?
I went here to register. Who run it before? Or it switched. He was a detective, big guy, Baldwin. He wore a 357 nickel plated on his side.
Is that the county or is that
county?
Okay, so that's beyond us. Okay, we don't work at county. I'm not sure which person you're talking about as far as
the sheriff's office.
Okay, so what's going to more likely happen? We're going to take you down to PD just for interview. Okay, and we're going to talk to you. You're going to speak to a detective as far as there. All right. Warrant is more likely going to have to be generated later on in the day. Okay, doesn't mean you're going to get arrested today. Doesn't mean as far as there. Okay.
See, he's not even being arrested. Like, you know, he's having sex with his dog. You know he's having sex with multiple 13-year-olds. And what does he say? You're not even being arrested today. You're just being interviewed. Huh? What fucking world are we living in? What world are we living in, yo?
Based off of what we see as far as there's numerous charges, okay?
I can't think of his name.
We'll figure it out later if you find it. As soon as you figure it out, as soon as there, okay?
But yeah, I went to register and because I was living with my aunt and my cousin.
And then this is your place of current residency now?
Come off that wire, sir. That's hot.
Wow.
That's a hot wire.
I got you. So as far as right now, this is your place of residency here?
Yeah.
You don't live in Portales? You don't live anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
Does anybody else live with you?
No.
No, just yourself?
And the female, who's she?
She's just a friend.
Just a friend? Okay.
By the look of the female officer's face, she probably is as grossed out as the rest of us.
Is it okay if I open the door? Just the front door. I just want you to point out which dog it is, okay? Is that okay? Okay.
Before married.
This is crazy. I'm still in disbelief at him saying, "All right, you're not gonna get, arrested today. We're just taking you down for an interview."
I'm just gonna open it to the point where I can have the gate open. Oh, is it locked? You have a key?
I don't have a key.
Okay.
What color of dog is it?
She's the hound.
The hound?
Yeah. The other ones are blue healer. She's the hound. She's the only one that looks.
That looks different?
Yeah,
She's the only one that gets it. The hound. What?
White.
Was that the one that was in the back earlier?
Tan or
Yeah, the
real
tannish
white,
Spanish one.
Because you know what a healer looks like. 3 are healers and then
Dog probably traumatized as hell. Like, yes, get him away from me.
That color.
I do the fucking on people. People don't fuck me.
That black and beige one is a healer.
She's a hound?
Yeah, she's a hound. Atlas hound.
I finish going through this now.
As a female officer, she looks thoroughly upset. Like, upset. And I would be too. Like, I'm just upset the fact that he even said that out loud. Like, all right, look, you're not getting arrested. We're just taking you down for an interview. There'll probably be a warrant later for your arrest, but that's about it. Huh? Like, I can't, what is the word for that? I know it's bestiality, but they don't even have anything for that. I see one guy got sentenced in 97 months. So what's that? That's about like 5 years, right? It's about 5 years. No, 97 months. It's almost like 9 years. It's about 9 years. About 9 years here. But yeah, you didn't really get any time for and that's probably the only reason he's even going to get any time. But he's not getting any time for the sexual misconduct. Or should I say the sex with a minor. That's the fucked up part. I think that's the part that she's really upset with. Like, this turned into, this guy is a sex offender of multiple 13-year-olds here in the county. Didn't register. He failed to register and still isn't being charged for anything. The only reason he's even being given a warrant for his arrest for anything is really because of the dog sex. This is crazy.
Okay, Timothy, you're going to have to go with us. All right? Plain and simple. My Detective Smith, is going to be over at the PD, and he wants to talk to you over there. Do you have a shirt and all that? Or
Right, like someone take the dog from him at least. Medusa, what's going on?
The door's locked. She locked the door and got the key.
I don't know.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to give you a clue on some couple of things here. Okay, we may be doing a search warrant. Okay, those dogs be able to be put up.
Yeah.
Okay. She left too. Do you? I've been very honest with you. I want you to be honest with me right now, Timothy. You understand me? Okay. Do you have any other electronic devices that we need to know about?
No.
Just this phone. Do you only have one phone? You better be telling me the truth, Timothy.
I got phones, but they're not active.
You don't have. Do you
That's
have
the only
stuff
one.
on those phones?
No. It's all been on there.
It's all on this phone?
Yeah, and the phones that I had were shut off, and people that needed phones, I gave them away. I gave them out.
Okay. So you don't have any other phone, no electronic devices
No
that have
computers,
anything
no
else
nothing.
on it?
No computers, no nothing.
Bruh is the neighborhood crack house. That's the best way. He is a neighborhood crack house. When it's one of the homeless or one of the dope heads ain't got nowhere to sleep for the night, they take their ass here and sleep on his couch.
Just the phone.
Just the phone.
Okay. So you can't get in the house, right?
Right.
Okay, so what I'm going to have Officer Meadows do is pull this car up over here, and you can walk. I know it's a little warm on the good. I don't want you to walk across that asphalt.
And I think it's pretty clear we know what happens next.
You don't have anything that's going to stick him, poke him, or blow him up, do you?
No.
All right.
Pretty quick, simple. Just go here and somebody likes it.
You know, as I'm looking at this part right here, it fucks me up that there are people that are, put your hand up, freeze. It's people that are fucking assaulted by police and killed by police for way less. Yet this man is being handled with so much care for having sex with his dog and multiple 13-year-olds, multiple minors. They're treating him like damn gold. I don't understand it.
What's this thing that's on your stomach?
It's an insulin pump.
Okay.
Every 5 minutes it gives me insulin.
I know.
Calm, no handcuffs, no nothing. Just all right. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Now you get in the back seat. It's a fucked up world we live in.
And Smith, let's put him on the interviews.
Put him in one of them.
So he told us which dog it was. And everything. He told us which dog it was and everything.
Okay.
I think that's the wildest part to me about this. Is that he admitted everything. It's not like this had to go in front of a court of law. He's admitted to having the sex with 13-year-olds. He's admitted to having sex with his dog. He even showed you which dog he does it to. And say, yeah, that's the only one that gets it. No handcuffs, no nothing. Just let me make it comfortable for you get in this back seat real quick. This is a crazy world.
Put him in one of them over there. That'll probably need to be given to Detective Smith.
Let me get a card and give him my email.
Yeah, because we're going to need video and all that.
Okay. Send it as soon as possible.
You'll have it right now.
Cool.
As long as it takes to send it. So.
Okay, that works with me. Thank you so much. Thank you for your job.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you guys. That was a tough one.
Of course. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. I'll see you.
Timothy Harper was arrested and charged with sexual exploitation of children, bestiality, and failure to register as a sex offender. A few days later, though, officers returned to his home where his friend had been caring for his dogs.
When was the last time any of them have been to the vet? Do you know? You don't have any you don't have any idea?
I know this one, she was blind.
I'm sorry?
I know this one's getting blind. Brown one.
Yeah, the older tan one? Okay, and then the other two are black and white. Hey, yeah. And then Sally is the tall tan one?
Stray one.
Huh?
Yeah. That one right here, the stray one. This right here.
Yeah, that's Sally?
Yeah. We named her Sally.
Yeah. What's this one with the pink collar, the tan one?
This is Bella Mays.
I'm sorry?
She could stop recording because she doesn't have our permission with recording.
So it's not required for them to have permission to record in the state of New Mexico. New Mexico's a one-party state.
Let me go get my phone. Let me record this.
Okay.
Go,
We pretty much take it all.
It's crazy. So this is New Mexico. No, okay. Well, that's also starting to explain it now. That's also starting to explain things.
This one I call her ADHD because this one is just.
I'm sorry?
I call this one ADHD because she's always up and down. She cannot sit down.
Yeah. It's just dogs all have their own personalities. Some are really hyper, some are really calm and cool. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I would assume they're not there. If anything, maybe they're just now figuring out that he even does this. But judging from this, these two don't have anywhere to stay. These two right here, these women right here, don't have anywhere to stay. Because the one on the right, she was there when the police got there with her backpack. Her having the backpack and saying, I'm going to get my check, told me everything I need to know. They're using his place for somewhere to stay while he's locked up. That's evidence. Shit, the damn address is almost tore off of the top of the thing. That's what I said. This is a dope house. For when homeless and dope fiends don't have anywhere to stay, they come here. Timothy's probably mad cool. He's a dope fiend himself and just happens to have a house. How? I don't know. And these dope fiends come there and just probably stay there. And they're caring for his dogs because he's locked up right now. Which it sounds like he's going to come home soon.
There's more than one female.
Well, I'm looking. This as I see three.
Yeah, this one's straight up.
3 females and a male.
No, 2 females.
2 females.
And a boy. And this one's straight up.
And then Sally's a female.
Yeah, Sally's going to be.
So.
And that one, how long? You said it's a stray. How long has it been here?
3 days.
Given all that had happened, Timothy's dogs could no longer stay in the home, so they had to call animal control.
Hi, Mr. Harper.
How you doing, sir?
Good. You remember me?
Yep.
Okay. I served a search warrant on your house, okay, just so you know, and I picked up the dogs to make sure that they're okay. Okay? So I took custody of the dogs.
Because I had somebody feeding them. She was coming back.
And she was doing a good job. She was taking care of them. But that's the other issue is that, did you want Christina at your house?
That's fine.
Okay, because we got some conflict from Miss Knox that she got something different from you.
No, that's fine.
And
that's
so I just wanted to verify that it's okay with you if she.
It sounds like Christina was the one with the backpack, and the other one was saying that he probably was a little bit mad that they were staying there, but as he just said, it's no problem.
If she's there?
Yeah.
Now, the dogs are no longer at the house.
Okay.
And they won't be in, because if you make bond, then you can go home. Okay?
See what I'm saying? He's already going home. If you can make bond, you're going home.
Done. And I just want to make sure, but if it's okay, I'll let Miss Martinez know she's okay to stay at the house. She's got a key. She's taking care of things, keeping an eye on stuff. Okay?
She's fine.
All right. Now, this is not related to what happened with your case, but I want to get from you the names of the dogs that were at your house.
I told the officers.
And you did, and I'm just verifying which ones are which.
No.
Huh?
No.
You don't want to do that?
No, he wasn't there.
That's not your dog?
Yeah, but he wasn't there at the time of.
No. I'm not talking about at the incident.
Oh.
I'm not talking about what we talked about in the interview. Okay. This is I know. This is the one we're talking about.
Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, I got that. That's Sally. Okay. But the others, there was some confusion on who was who. Okay.
That's Bandit.
That's Bandit.
That's Bella May. That's my server. She's certified.
Bella May.
And that's Sugar Baby.
Okay. Sugar Baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had Sugar.
Oh, no.
Okay, but that's okay. I just want to make sure. That's what I wanted to make sure because we're having the vet look at them, verify that they're okay, and then we're going to let the courts decide on what we do with the animals based on how your case works out. Okay? They're not at any point.
Okay, so obviously dude got let off for this. Unfortunately, this is a sick world we live in. That's the main thing. This is a fucking sick, sadistic ass world that he's able to even go home after having sex with his dog and multiple 13-year-olds in the county. That's just, and the fact that they knew that he failed to register as a sex offender and still was able to get away with this shit. It like I said, it saddens me that this world is the way it is. It really does. It bothers the hell out of me. All right, let me get this up real quick. That's what she said. Let me get this up real quick. Matter of fact, we just go to here. Because somebody who had a trial hearing today. Someone had a trial hearing today. Let me just put it to where they had it at. Because Diddy had a pre-trial hearing today about the traffic indictment prior to them going in May. I want to at least put it to where they started talking before things happen. This is, of course, the footage outside the court. All right, give me just 2 minutes here.
Officer, you want to speak in front of that for us for 1 second? Thank you, officer. Stand by and go for it.
What do you want me to say?
Just not the
My Friday is great. It's almost over. Thank you.
That lawyers for Combs will also ask Judge Arun Subramanian to dismiss part of his criminal indictment, claiming that one of the charges that he's being faced and that that's being used against him is racist, that it was rooted in racism, that the prosecutors have engaged in selective prosecution, and this is the prostitution charge that he wants tossed. Then, We also expect to hear arguments regarding jury selection. Both the government and the defense have proposed vastly different schedules ahead of Combs' May 5th trial date, along with jury selection being anticipating arguments over how that's going to work and whether or not there should be a written jury questionnaire and what questions will be on that questionnaire. But also, one other highly anticipated topic surrounds CNN and the widely circulated hotel footage that was released last year, allegedly showing Combs beating up his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, who we believe is victim one in this case. And this happened back in 2016. And the defense is alleging that CNN purchased the only known copy of this surveillance footage.
Looking to skyrocket your YouTube?
They purchased, Free B, what's going on? They purchased the only known copy of it? What?
Channel, let Sprizzy boost you.
So CNN had the only original copy? I find that to be
Destroyed
bullshit.
the original footage, and they plan to file a motion to exclude that altered footage from coming into trial. Now, week, he is facing charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. He hasn't been hit with additional charges. There's no new defendants, but really he's pled not guilty already to all of these charges originally. But really this new indictment focuses on allegations that he engaged in forced labor as part of the underlying racketeering criminal enterprise charge. We'll talk more about that. Now, it is possible that lawyers for Combs will also ask Judge Arun Subramanian to dismiss part of his criminal indictment, claiming that one of the charges that he's being faced and that that's being used against him is racist, that it was rooted in racism, that the prosecutors have engaged in selective prosecution, and this is the prostitution charge that he wants tossed. Then, we also expect to hear arguments regarding jury selection. Both the government and the defense have proposed vastly different schedules ahead of Combs' May 5th trial date, along with jury selection being anticipating arguments over how that's going to work and whether or not there should be a written jury questionnaire and what questions will be on that questionnaire. But also, one other highly anticipated topic surrounds CNN and the widely circulated hotel footage that was released last year, allegedly showing Combs beating up his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, who we believe is victim one in this case. And this happened back in 2016. And the defense is alleging that CNN purchased the only known copy of this surveillance footage, altered it, and then destroyed the original footage. And they plan to...
Huh? So I heard about this about 2 days ago, right? That CNN had destroyed the footage. But I wasn't aware that they altered the footage and then destroyed it. I wasn't aware of that part. Why would CNN, of all, do that? They were the main one. As you see, it says CNN exclusive. They were the main ones to even put the footage out. So who does he have ties with or connections with that was able to get something like that even done at CNN? That's all that says to me. That he had some type of connection at CNN that enabled him to even be able to do this and get the actual original footage destroyed. I mean, it doesn't matter if the footage was destroyed or not, or even altered. It's fucking everywhere. Like, everybody, I have the video. Everybody has the actual video now. So it doesn't even matter that the original copy got destroyed. This shit is everywhere, dude. Like, every fucking where. There's no AI made this. None of, people have the original CNN footage being aired. What does that matter that CNN had the original copy? There should be multiple copies at this point for this particular incident. If you are using it in a federal indictment, there should be multiple copies of all of these things that are being presented as evidence. There should never be a situation where the original copy of anything was let out to a CNN of all things.
file a motion to exclude that altered footage from coming into trial. Now, we're going to be providing you live.
See what I'm saying? And then they follow it with he filed a motion to get that footage excluded from trial. You knew the shit was altered. So now you're trying to say, okay, yeah, they faked it, they fucked up, you know what I'm saying? We can get that excluded. That told me right there that you had some type of ties to that original copy of that video with CNN.
Updates from what is happening in that courtroom. There is no cameras allowed in the courtroom, but we're going to provide you live updates. I already have live updates for you right now. And we're also going to be taking your questions. So if you have questions about this case, about what is happening in real time in that courtroom, submit them on YouTube. We will answer them here live on air for you. Also, I want to let you know that our very own Elizabeth Milner is inside that courthouse right now. She's going to be coming out later, give us a live look about what she saw, what she heard. And I'm going to bring on my guest in a second, but I have to give you some live updates. So first of all, it's being reported that Sean Combs has been led into that courtroom by U.S. Marshals. He is wearing that tan uniform from the Metropolitan Detention Center in the jail. It's basically the same uniform that we have seen him in the past, or at least we've seen from courtroom sketches. His hair is reported to be silver gray, so perhaps he is, getting a bit older in jail. We'll talk.
Diddy is 50. He's 50. He's 55 years old. What do y'all expect him to look like? Elvis? He's 55 right now. So yeah, he doesn't have those millions of dollars to make him look like he's 30. He looks like a whole different rundown person in there right now.
Talk a little bit more about that. An update, the judge has said, "Good afternoon, Mr. Combs." Good afternoon is a response from Mr. Combs. "Have you seen the superseding indictment," which we just talked about? Combs replies, "Yes." The judge asks, "Do you want me to read it out?" Combs replies, "I'm fine." And then the judge says, "Do you waive the public reading?" Combs responds, "I do." We have another update. The judge says, "I propose we administer jury questionnaires on April 28th, 29th, maybe 30th. We'll come back."
He don't want to go to sleep with them thoughts. That's what it is. He don't want to hear it because he don't want to have to live with it and go to sleep with hearing those nightmares.
For voir dire, jury selection on May 5th, with an eye of starting trial May 12th, as the defense suggested, and then asking Assistant United States Attorney Steiner, what do you think about that? To which Mitzi Steiner replies, "That's helpful. Our focus is witness availability." A lot to talk about here, so I want to bring on my guest to focus a little bit more about this. I'm joined right now by criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Safa Robinson Ferrer, and also criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen. It's great to have you both here. Bradford, I'll start with you. Waiving of the reading of the indictment, not surprising here, but also talk to me about what you make of why prosecutors actually filed this superseding indictment. Because when you read it, it's literally the inclusion of one additional paragraph.
Unlock a new world of efficiency with Asana. Identify blockers to keep work, projects, and goals on track. Try for free today at asana.com.
Yeah, I think it's in my opinion, it's a mistake. They should have stuck with the original indictment. The superseding indictment about, that he had employees that he didn't pay, and the paragraph surrounding that. I guess they're going to throw in like an element there for that paragraph. I don't think it was useful. I don't think it was something that was necessary. And I think it cheapens the rest of the case, in my opinion, as to what they're actually going for and actually what they're trying to prove. And it's very difficult in these type of cases. And I'm not saying that it's easy on either side, but it's very difficult on these type of cases to have a jury to say, hey, these aren't two consenting adults. These aren't individuals that have been paid for whatever they're doing. This isn't what they're making it out to be as a sex trafficking case. In your mind, when someone says sex trafficking, it's aghast, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, what are the facts from this sex trafficking? What could have been be? And then all of a sudden you hear, well, it was that his girlfriends and himself were engaging in these prostitutes that were come over to their house, and they were paid between $5,000 and $10,000 for the whatever happened. And that's the sex trafficking. that's kind of a hump that they have to overcome. Although legally speaking, you can make the argument. It's still in people's minds. How is this sex trafficking? And like I said, it is not that the legal elements aren't going to be met, because I think they are. And in terms of what the evidence is, it seems like they've reached that point.
Right.
What my argument is a jury is going to have a tough time wrestling with charging someone criminally for someone calling a prostitute to come over and make $10,000.
Let me add a little bit more context to all this. So this is going to answer some of the questions we're already getting in from YouTube. So one of the questions is from Fabio Barney Benton. What is a superseding indictment? It is basically almost an amended indictment. There is something new here. There's additional allegations that have been put forward. Sometimes you'll see additional defendants named in an indictment or additional charges. That's not what we have here. Because the second question we have is from Ann F. What, if anything, is new in this indictment? Well, this is what we're talking about. This one new paragraph. Combs, along with members and associates of the enterprise, also maintain control over certain employees of the Combs business, whom he forced to work long hours with little sleep through use of, among other things, physical force, psychological harm, financial harm, and reputational harm, and or threats of the same. In doing so, Combs, assisted by members and associates of the enterprise, caused these employees to believe they would be harmed, including by losing their jobs if they did not comply with his demands. With respect to one employee, Combs used physical force, psychological harm, financial harm, and reputational harm, and or threats of the same to cause the employee to engage in sex acts with Combs. We do not know who these employees are. We do not know who that specific employee is. But again, this forced labor allegation helps support the underlying racketeering conspiracy criminal enterprise charge. And as we heard from a response from the defense, when this was filed, it seems they may be calling people who work with Sean Combs to negate that. Now, Safa, I have a question for you as we get a little bit more into this. This is an update again from court. Combs' lawyer Mark Agnifilo said, "We'd like a sequestered voir dire." The judge says, "We'll do that. Next is defense discovery. You'd like to do something like in the Eisenberg case." Before we even get to the defense discovery, it seems right now, Safa, the defense is winning a lot of this. So now they've got their proposed schedule where you're not going to see the actual maybe opening statements till May 12th. Now they're going to have a sequestered voir dire. Is this good? Is this a good thing?
I think this is a great thing for the defense. One of the things that's important is that they adequately prepare for their trial, especially heading into that voir dire period. A lot of times cases are won or lost by the jury that you pick. And it's so important for attorneys on both sides to be able to, find out who these potential jurors are, do their own investigations into those potential jurors to ensure that they're appropriately and properly picking the right jurors. I think for time's sake, this is also really good because it allows the case to push further along. I think that this trial is going to take about 2 months, and we want to make sure that there's no undue delay. And so
that's crazy that they only expect it to last about 2 months. And just pay attention to the fact how they have, and we called this before, right? They literally are wiping the slate clean of all the other defendants. And it's just Diddy. This is why I said they're making him the scapegoat for all this of sex trafficking. Notice how publicly the other defendants, a la Lucian Grange, they haven't even mentioned him. As far as the RICO part of this, right? If we're talking about a federal RICO, Lucian was mentioned, but they're purposely not mentioning him and saying only Diddy is charged. Notice how they're doing that.
I think that moving forward in the voir dire process in this way is most efficient. I think it's great for the defense.
We have a question from Haija Del Alcimio. This is from me. Why did you say allegedly? The whole world saw with their own eyeballs him beating Sweet Cassie. Look.
Are you really the last person to find out about the skip ads forever button? This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's
The reason I have to say allegedly is because he hasn't been convicted of anything with respect to that video. He hasn't been found liable with respect to anything in that video. I think we can all make the argument it's pretty clear what we see, but just as a matter of law, I have to say that. Now, I want to move on to something else. Bradford, now it's moved on, this is a live update, moved on to the discussion of the CNN video, which we just talked about. So the judge asked AUSA Steiner, the prosecutor in this case, on the CNN video, is there an issue with it? Are you going to use it? Mr. Agnifilo says there is a motion incoming. Again, the idea that they want to have it excluded because they said that CNN altered it. And then AUSA Steiner replies, we want their Rule 17 subpoena returns to understand what they have. Our view is that the video is direct evidence. Just let me add one more update from court. The judge says, we do not have the original security video. The prosecutor responds, we have the CNN and a recording of the original footage. The judge responds, will you confer with the defense to agree on which video will be used at trial? You're not trying to mislead one, are you? To which the prosecutor says, of course not. Now, Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, responds, a source gave CNN hotel footage. CNN ran that footage through a free editing software. Our expert says that changed the nature of the action, making it up to double time quicker. They took things out of sequence, took out the timestamps. Now, Bradford, I can understand why the defense is focusing so much on this key piece of evidence, because it is a key piece of evidence. It is really bad. What are we supposed to take away from this, and whether or not it will be included or excluded from trial?
So if the allegations are true, this type of stuff gets me fired up, right? It's CNN buys a video and then takes that video, knowing that it's probably going to be evidence either in a civil or criminal trial. They manipulate the video in terms of time. And this is, I'm just relying on what the defense is saying. I don't know this. But if it's true, they manipulate the video as to sequence and time, take the timestamp off. It's probably shortened from the whole video that they received because it could have been an hour-long video, but we only have those 4 or 5 minutes of what we see. Now, if the original video is not available and the government is saying, well, Judge, we have the quote-unquote original video, they could be talking about the original video that CNN manipulated, not the original video that they got from the hotel. So it's like a word puzzle here. And it always comes down to, whenever you deal with the government, it seems like you have to nail them down on these terms and say, do you mean you have the original video that they got from the hotel?
Bradford, let me just follow that up with you because we have another update, so I'm curious what you think about this. Mark Agnifilo, again, Sean Combs' lawyer, said, we say the video is deceptive. We'll bring that before Your Honor. To which the judge responded, Bradford, a possible solution would be to slow it down or put it in the right sequence. You may want to block it even if it's totally accurate. Try to come to a compromise. What does that mean?
It means that he's leaning towards letting it in. That's my first impression. But that being said, you have to take a look at where the video came from, the chain of custody, how it was manipulated, how it happened to fall into their hands. Why does CNN get a free pass here for destroying evidence that they knew would possibly be used in a civil or criminal action? And from what I've read, the criminal action was already started when CNN destroyed this original video. Why is there no investigation about CNN for destroying?
I have a better question. Why does CNN have the only original copy? That's my biggest question. How is there not multiple copies of this video to be used as far as the original? Why isn't the original dubbed? How is it that this only piece of footage is altered? And altered for what? That's another thing I'm trying to figure out. Altered for what? What would they be possibly altering, even doing? That's another thing, right? How is it that they're even looking at this as it's just the Cassie case? And remember how I kept saying that they dressing it up like that to where this is going to be just the Cassie versus Diddy case? It's not going to be a thing where all the Jane Does and John Does or Ashley Parham or Don Richardson, none of those people are going to matter with this court case. They're just going to be used as federal witnesses or even, further evidence, if anything. Just saying that in the event that, Diddy, for example, doesn't make it to trial. That's the best way I can say that. Say he doesn't make it to trial. Does now all of this get just put on him? Regardless?
a key piece of evidence and doing whatever they wanted with it, slowing it up, speeding it down, whatever they were going to do to it. It's not what should
they
be
denied
turned over to the defense.
CNN denied the allegations. In a statement to USA Today, they said CNN never altered the video, did not destroy the original copy of the footage, which was retained by the source. CNN aired the story about the video several months before Combs was arrested. I'll tell you what, Bradford, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I do want to move on to another question, Safa, that we just got. This is from Because. If the feds found 3 AR-15s with the serial numbers scratched off, then why are they not adding it to the charges? Is that not a pretty big deal? Now, we know that that is an allegation, that is an underlying act as part of the overall racketeering conspiracy charge. That is a fair question. If the goal is to try to go after Sean Combs and convict him of federal charges, why not, from a straight point of view, just charge him separately, count 4 in the indictment, with firearms offenses?
That's a really fair point, and I think what the prosecution was trying to do here is stick to this theory that this is a sex trafficking case, that although firearms may have been located, those alleged firearms and the scratched off serial numbers are the underlying charge to the RICO Act, which is essentially a catch-all to everything that Mr. Combs is facing here. One of the most important things is to start with your strongest point and your strongest arguments, and I think the government here, their position is their strength is in the RICO racketeering activity, or RICO and racketeering charge, subsequently followed by the additional charges that essentially were indictment today. Can't really speak to as of why. The prosecution does have the discretion to determine what they are going to add in these indictments, as long as they bypass it, of course, through grand jury proceedings. So it's really hard to tell, but I think, in my opinion, they believe that the sex trafficking and conspiracy component is their strongest case.
Safa, I'll follow up with...
I hate ads.
Yeah, Bradford.
I just want to add on that. In my experience with the government, and what she said is 100% accurate in terms of the strength and going with the strength of what's the best that you have. But also, I don't think they can prove anything with the guns. This is a 10,000 square foot house.
I don't think that's even going to be their focus. Let's just be honest. That would be the last of their focus, to be honest with you. As far as the conviction of some of the items, like the 2C and all that, that's the last of their focus. The focus, of course, is the trafficking. And it sounds like I said, they're only going to use like the little Rod thing or Don Richardson. I said this before. They're only going to use these things as examples. They're not going to be calling people to the stand and say, "Hey, no?" They're not going to do that. It sounds like they're intertwined, and now they're using all of those lawsuits as ways of getting away. But the superseding indictment, right, which we read. The superseding indictment, I'm pretty sure it comes to a shock at him when he's not able to use certain things. I think that's the real dilemma that also comes to him, is when he's not able to get away with certain things and he can't do what he normally would do outside. Even the little things, not just driving a Ferrari, but just the little things of the mechanical skill.
They probably didn't have prints, probably didn't have his DNA on it, probably didn't have enough for them to charge him with it. So what they do is, and the government always loves to do this, is stick it in where it's an underlying on a RICO, so they can dirty you up.
Yeah, it's a tactic. It's an easy tactic that just pretty much says, okay, we're going to just let you feed me the information.
Even though they can't prove that you had knowledge of the guns, that they were your guns, that this is a 10,000 square foot house, he's got security guards and other people coming and going. So instead of focusing and saying, like, these are his guns, and we can prove these are his guns, because they can't, we're going to say, oh, it's part of this RICO conspiracy. He's got a big house, but he's got guns all over it, and he's got people coming and going, and they're all part of this big RICO conspiracy. That usually is what happens with these type of cases.
And we have a question that I'll get to about RICO in a second, but I got to give everybody an update from court. The judge asked, why do we need 2 sets of motions, maybe about motions in limine, these evidentiary motions about what can be admitted into trial? And Combs' lawyer, Shapiro, says, we propose to file March 19th. The judge said, so ordered. Combs' other lawyer, Agnifilo, we want the identity of the people in the 404B letter. Could you extend your order about the Enterprise letter to that? And AUSA Steiner, prosecutor here, the 413 notice was to put the defense on motion, to which Combs' counsel says, this is under seal, the judge says, and this discussion too? The prosecutor says, we can refer to the letter. Shapiro responds, be more vague about it. This is a little cryptic here, Safa, but basically, we've talked about this before on sidebars. There is an enterprise letter. We believe at least one, maybe two were filed, that basically lays out a little bit more of the allegations of the RICO enterprise, dates, times, places, in the sense to protect witnesses and victims' identities. It's been put under seal. What is this back and forth about? Can you make sense of what's going on?
I'm not quite sure. It seems that there may be information or witnesses that the defense is still looking to find out or ascertain who they are, and so that they can continue their investigation as they prepare towards trial. So I don't know what's stated in the enterprise letter. I do believe it's under seal.
Safa, they mentioned 404B, right? And that would be other acts, other crimes. I mean, how expansive are they making this prosecution against Sean Combs?
Absolutely, and it's very expansive, and that's one of the most important things as attorneys when we proceed through these cases is we make requests for what we call bill of particulars, and we ask for the government to particularize how they intend on proving the factual allegations in this case. And so I don't know if that enterprise letter...
I hope that they don't use majority of the Jane Does and John Does. That's one thing. I hope that they do not use that, just for the simple fact that a lot of those cases sound very fugazi. A lot of those Jane Doe and John Doe cases sound very fugazi. Some of them sound very believable, but a lot of them sound very fugazi. So I'm very much hoping that they don't use that. Straight from DC, Ron G, what's going on? And yeah, Ron G, I meant to say that too. We did cover that. There's a whole I separated it actually. There's a whole hour and a half clip. That's how most of the pod found me. To be 1,000% honest with you, that's how most of the pod that's from here, most of the people that's in this chat found me from that video specifically that you're talking about, Ranji, of Nipsey Hussle and Diddy, just to be honest with you. So if you want, just definitely take a look at the videos in the channel. That one will stick out to you like a sore thumb.
Includes or encompasses some of that information that ultimately should be provided to the defense as they prepare for trial, or if the government is still sort of hiding the ball at this point with who are the witnesses and what are the alleged activities specific to that RICO charge.
I'm going to get to more of the questions that we have. They're flooding in right now, so we're going to continue this conversation, but there's so much happening, the updates from court that I want to get to. So Bradford, the prosecutor in this case, said, the notice just tees us up for motion practice on if they will be allowed to testify. Many of these individuals who may never get their day in court are incredibly frightened by having their names disclosed to the defense. To which the judge responds, all right, Mr. Agnifilo or Ms. Shapiro, do you need the identities for the motion? To which Agnifilo responds, I think we do. The attacks don't usually relate to entirely legal issues. We don't want to have our hand behind our back. Some of them we know. Okay, so they obviously want transparency. They want as much information about the prosecution's case. There is this balancing act between what can be properly disclosed. What's going on here?
It's complete garbage. So, you know, whenever I have like a gang case or I have a case with RICO or I have a high profile case where they're saying the guy's a dangerous guy and all of a sudden we can't turn over, we can't tell you all these witnesses we could use against you because they're frightened. Well, I get it, you know, but that's what we're here for. That's what court is. That's why people feel the judicial system needs to be gutted. That's why people feel that there's no transparency, that when you get charged in a federal crime, that they get away with literal murder because they're not disclosing things that they should be disclosing, Brady evidence, and that's evidence that may assist the defense. There's all these different arguments that are made by the defense and all these different arguments that I've made many, many times where people are like, oh, well, that's not really Brady, or let's do a weighing. You know, listen, these are witnesses. This is a very important case. This man's life is on the line. And you're going to tell me that you're not going to turn over people that are making accusations that are saying he's part of this thing, that this is his MO, this is what he did to me 15 years ago, and you're not going to turn that over so I can start investigating, and it's 2 months away, 3 months away from trial. I think that is the biggest cop out. And you see the government do it time and time again on these cases. And it gets to the point where individuals, just a regular average Joe, get so tired of hearing these excuses from the government or from the state.
Architecture and interior design?
That's exactly why I said that before about the Jane Does and John Does. They might as well not even include those. They might as well not even include those, as well as if they do, it's probably going to hurt their the plaintiff presentation of anything. They're definitely going to hurt themselves with doing any of that. Number two, they really should get the names of those people. I understand, like most, yeah, you don't want to necessarily have your name out there. This person still knows people, this, that, and the third. There are still some supporters of Diddy, very few, but there are still some supporters of him probably in his immediate circle that can have things done to these John Does and Jane Does. So yeah, I do get where these people are scared for their life still, regardless if this man is behind bars or not. But at the same time, it would be in their best interest to release some of these names.
Over witnesses' testimony or witnesses' identities, it's really something that I think the judge should take very personally and say, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but we're going to turn this over to the defense attorneys, and we're going to have an order that says we can't, you can't disclose it to anybody else, or maybe you can't discuss it with your client for a week, or whatever it is. The guy is in custody. He can only use the phone that's on tape record. So they're going to know if he's discussing these individuals or if these individuals' identities get out. So I think that they should turn over these names so that you can at least have some semblance of a good defense against individuals that are making very serious allegations against someone.
So I have another update from court, and then I'm going to go to two questions for you, Safa. They're kind of connected, but the judge just said, okay, I'm going to order the government to provide these names on Monday on an attorney eyes only basis, which would seem to suggest that maybe Combs wouldn't know the identities of these people. Motion practice starts Wednesday. The prosecutor said another option is for us to move first on March 19th, that they'd have to get to March 26th. Judge said, no, it's 4 days, so they're working on scheduling. Safa, two questions that are related here. So first one is from Wayward Sisters. So what makes this a federal case? And then we have a question from Dad.
So before that, right, understand this, right? The judge saying that, you should already know what the play is going to be now. Because we just seen this exact same play, almost identical in work for Jay. They're trying to get a lot of those Jane Doe and John Doe cases thrown out. And if they do, that's also swaying the court of public opinion with the juror, because then they're starting to look at everything else with a fine-tooth comb and saying, okay, what exactly did he actually do, and should he be charged for it? Because of things like that. If the John Doe and Jane Doe cases are just randomly thrown away as they look at them like, okay, this didn't happen, we'll investigate this person, did this really happen, all that, is this person going to take the witness stand and, confirm any of these things? Those are the things that they're looking into right now. Are these people going to be, key witnesses as well as the evidence? The evidence is one thing, but without key witnesses, the evidence doesn't really mean anything.
Dad, I don't know if this is my dad. Hi, if it is. How is this a RICO case? Any law experts make sense of this or ever heard of this before? One person RICO case? Because he is right now the only criminal defendant charged in this action, Safa. So what makes this a federal case, and also what makes this a RICO case if he's the only one being charged?
I'm going to answer the latter first. So it is very surprising that he is still the only defendant on this case. A lot of times with RICO cases, you see a number of defendants or co-defendants. And so it's actually been very surprising to me that there haven't been any additional defendants added on here. Now, with respect to the specific charges and why this is a federal case is because...
Now, don't just slide right past that, because I literally just mentioned that. I literally just mentioned that same exact thing. Why is it Lucian Grange, Christina Coram, why haven't these people been charged with anything and they are literally in the lawsuit as defendants, as well as named in the lawsuits, especially Christina Coram, named in the lawsuits being around multiple things. I'm still trying to I'm still heavily confused why Christina Coram isn't behind bars.
Because the federal government oftentimes has catch-alls.
And furthermore, why isn't Lucian Grange being mentioned? You've seen his name in a couple of different lawsuits saying that he enabled Sean Combs doing these things, allegedly. Why isn't he being charged with anything?
And one of those catch-alls is that anything transported via interstate commerce, they have jurisdiction over. And so there are already the legislations or the statutes that essentially are specific to RICO, racketeering, and organized crime, essentially alleging that this is a criminal enterprise and they've engaged in a number of underlying acts or activities, specifically kidnapping, arson, and a number of other activities. And specific to Mr. Combs' case, there's a portion of the indictment that reads that these individuals who engaged in sex trafficking or sex workers were transported from one state to another, which is essentially interstate commerce, which the federal government has jurisdiction over those things. And so ultimately, that is a big reason why the government here has taken jurisdiction over this case. I think there's some statute of limitations issues with respect to other states and whether New York or California, and ultimately, those cases opted not to be prosecuted, and so we're dealing with the federal jurisdiction here in that indictment.
Well, by the way, just if anybody's joining us, I want to let everybody know we are taking your questions right now on YouTube about what is happening live in court right now. We're also doing live updates and about the case in general. So make sure to submit them. We'll answer them on air. And again, Elizabeth Milner, our very own reporter, is in that courtroom. She's going to come out later, give us her sense about what she saw happen in there. We have some more questions coming in as we also getting more updates. So Bradford, I'll go to you. We have a question from Highs Motivated 27. Why did Diddy apologize for the beating in the video that surfaced if he didn't do it?
Yeah, great question. Listen.
Why can't you stay organized?
And I hope they use that to bury him with. That specifically. I hope they use that to bury him with, because he made a public statement saying that none of that was him and it's AI and all this other bullshit, when in fact it was him.
Yeah, we all saw what was on the video. We can use our own judgment as to what we saw in the video and how it occurred and things of that nature. And I think that at the time he apologized because he thought in his mind, and I'm sure he was advised, that that would be the best route to take in order to mitigate the circumstances that were going on. Now, it could be that he was truly sorry for what we all saw in that video and that he wanted to put that apology out. But generally speaking, people that apologize after the fact and not before the fact are usually apologizing to mitigate the circumstances that they're under. Now, do I know that to be a fact? No. Do I think under my 28 years of experience that happens a lot? Probably 95% of the time. So I think that he apologized to try and put a fire out, to try and mitigate what was going on, and to try and alleviate some of the bad press and also the possible criminal and civil charges that were coming down the pipe.
And by the way, I mean, I think the defense is suggesting, yes, it was an unfortunate incident of domestic violence, but it's not an incident of sex trafficking, where the prosecution would counter. We have a witness who was in that hotel room that was, allegedly about to engage in this, be a freak off, a commercial sex act, group sex, a legal group sex of some kind, and that's how they're going to tie it to the overall charge. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, I have a question for you, Safa. Carly Rodriguez asks, if CNN did destroy the video, could they face legal consequences?
Get them.
It's certainly possible. Tampering with evidence is always an option. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think one of the things that the defense is going at here specific to that, and in the law we call the best evidence rule, is that if there's a key piece of evidence or a material piece of evidence that's being presented at trial or is going to be presented at trial, in theory it should be the original copy. So it should be the original copy of this footage, not anything that was clipped or doctored up or altered by CNN whatsoever. over. We don't know who has the original footage at this point right now either. We don't know if that's been disclosed to the defense or the prosecution. Have a feeling the prosecution probably does know who has that original footage. But the argument to be made here is that what is required is that original piece of evidence or that original video footage, and if the court can't, if they can't provide that to us, then certainly, and it's not destroyed, it does exist somewhere, then it should be kept out from the trial because it is not the original evidence in the best evidence rule.
Question for you, Bradford. Interesting one. This is from Wolves in France, and I'm not sure what this means exactly. Is there a compensation tier? How does the judge calculate it? Thank you for all the super coverage. I'm tuning in from SW France. Well, thank you for watching. It seems to me that this might be a confusion between criminal law and civil law, unless I'm looking at it the wrong way, Bradford. What do you make of this question?
I think so. Sometimes in criminal cases, you can have restitution that's owed in different kinds of criminal cases. In this kind of criminal case, I don't see that being an issue. And there is a civil matter that's going on, but not with the most important parties to this criminal case, because that has been settled already. So I don't believe that, in this criminal case, I don't think there's going to be a restitution issue. That would be the only thing that would be some sort of money issue. And I think that the individual is probably thinking of a civil case that has nothing to do with this criminal case.
We have an update from court. Judge says next pretrial conference is April 25th. If we need more after that, we can do it. Prosecutor says the government intends to produce 3,500 material on a daily basis as we get closer to trial. The judge said, I saw some nods from the back. And Agnifilo, Combs' attorney, says that's fine. Safa, 3,500 material. Isn't this in relation to witness statements, right?
Yes, and so one of the things with discovery and all of these sorts of things that we're discussing is that there's an ongoing obligation from the government to provide and turn over these materials on an ongoing basis. Me personally, I think all of these things should be turned over well before trial so that there's no surprise, so that the defense has the ability to investigate everything thoroughly. And I think it's quite unfair that the government gets to hold on to these things with such a short notice or such a short time frame between the beginning of trial, which essentially is scheduled to begin a week later, at least during the voir dire process. But yes, that is correct.
Question
That's what's crazy, by the way. It's nuts. When that's why I always say, people really need, if a person sits and watches a federal trial, and I've had many, and where you sit there and someone takes the stand and you say to your client, who's that guy? And he says, I don't even know who that guy is. I don't even recognize him. And they're like, oh, by the way, here's his statement as he takes the stand. And here you're reading a 3-page statement. This guy's talking. And you're reading a 3-page statement, and they don't have to turn. There's no mandatory turnover. Now, some judges are great, right? And they say, hey, turn over the stuff 3 days before trial. Let them at least so they can review it, turn it over a week before trial. And they call this Jenks material 3,500, where there's statements that are ongoing. And I don't hold their feet to the fire on everything, because sometimes an agent may get a statement at the last minute that maybe they weren't able to get. But when you have those statements, there is no reason not to turn those over, but for sandbagging. And it's really another unfair area of law that you get to experience, when you're in federal trial. And I remember my very first federal trial where I'm like, hey, where are these witness statements? Oh, you'll get them when they take the stand. And
You'll get them at the lunch break. You'll get them at the lunch break. Yeah. It really happens. It really happens that soon before someone.
It depends on the prosecutor and it depends on the judge. But when you have a very,
use your words carefully.
I'm figuring out how to say this. When you don't have a good relationship with the prosecutor and you are going toe to toe, and it is, Ivan Drago and Rocky in the courtroom, they abide by the rules like this, and they say, hey, you're not entitled to it until they take the stand. You're not entitled to it until this time, and you don't get it. So it's just like this little game that everybody plays, and what people don't realize is they're playing a game, but someone's life is on the line with this game that they're playing, and that always is what gets me fired up. is that, you're playing these little discovery games, and what is hanging in the balance is not just someone's life, but overall the big picture of justice. What is justice? And that's the problem that a lot of people have when they watch these trials. And I think that's why cameras generally aren't allowed into federal court, is because no one wants to see, like, here's your discovery when someone takes the stand, because people would normally be outraged by that.
Okay, I have quite the update from court. So the prosecutor said they have told us they will not seek a trial delay, presumably meaning the prosecution, and presumably seeming the defense. The defense writes, comes back with Mark Agnifilo. There is no application with regard to the trial date. We recently came into possession of a lot of medical records. We want an expert on prescription medicines. Judge says, okay. And now we are getting word that the hearing is over, which is very interesting because I feel like there was a lot more issues they needed to get into, but it appears maybe not at this point. So now we're going to be waiting for a possible press conference outside of that courthouse. And again, Elizabeth Milner's inside that courtroom. She's going to come out. She's going to clarify anything we don't have questions about, and also tell us, what did Diddy look like? And what were her observations of him? And was anybody in there supporting him? Okay, before we get to that, we have more questions coming in, and to talk a little bit more about this. So Safa, one of the questions that we got is from Ann Brown. Will there be any further superseding indictments?
Feeling your best looks like this.
All right, so let's see. All right, so. And this is why I said before, Diddy is not necessarily going down for what we thought he was going down for. Of course, he's going down for the, let me just let this play out. Of course, he's going down for the trafficking, but how he's going down for the trafficking is what, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's necessarily going down for specifically the trafficking as much as he's going down for the Tupac thing. I keep reiterating that part. That's why they keep implementing him in the Tupac case. He's not necessarily going away for the trafficking as much as he's going away for something else, and possibly the Tupac case. I guarantee you. This is why I keep reiterating that part.
Would not surprise me.
Okay, but okay, so here's the thing, right? And I want to make this very clear as I say this, right? So we already know, all right, we already know that them saying the evidence is a key, the video is a key part of the evidence. So with that being said, this is why I've been stressing that they're not necessarily using like the, even Little Rod, the Little Rod case. They're not necessarily using his case to drive this thing home as much as they're using, they're using things that's already very easy to prove. I'll say it like that. They're using a way that's very easy to prove and just simply get him convicted. I do see where they're possibly swaying court of public opinion, but it's not necessarily even needed at this point. It is to close things out, of course, in the courtroom, but in all honesty, it's not really needed too much. While we are on the subject, hold on. Because this was very surprising to me that he said this.
Here's how the average man.
But then again, when I realize what he's talking about, I get it at the same time. Like, okay, now that makes a lot more sense. Wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear the real reason she possibly is deceased after, like I've said before, Jess was in Jamaica the week before. Voletta Wallace, rest in peace. Biggie Smalls' mom had passed away last week. Now, yes, she was up there in age. That's not the thing, though. The spookiest thing was that she was fine the week before. How she died And she was just with Biggie's grandmother.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back.
Man, you took it long. You took a long time, man. I was about to believe that you ain't want me on your show no more, bro.
Nah, man, I had to bring you back. You a fan favorite.
Yeah, to some people. What's going on, man? How you doing? Everything good?
Just grinding, man, trying to make this money. But if you don't mind me asking, what's that bottle, yo, on the side of you?
Oh man, this is Wanted, a Kentucky bourbon that is produced for me, and it's my own bourbon that was given to from my man Vinny, some Italians that I deal with, and Bugatti of New York City. They got my picture on this joint, bruh. In the back is several different bottles. This is the Bonnie and Clyde. We're gonna have the El Chapo. We're gonna also, they own the Billy the Kid. They own a lot of different labels, and it's gonna be called Wanted. And they gave it to me, and it's my own bourbon, man. I'm gonna be producing it and marketing it, bruh. So, you know, it was another thing, man, but being on the Art of Dialogue bring you that kind of attention. And I got my own bourbon now. No, thank you, and thank you to the people from out there.
I might try some.
Who put it all together and have me promoted, man. Being blessed.
Yes, indeed. Congrats, man. But I gotta ask you before we get into anything, Big Mom, how you feel about her passing away?
Man, I was heartbroken because she passed away, you know what I'm saying, like Miss Jones did. That was Anthony Wolf's mother. Right before her son's birthday. And Miss Wallace passed right before the anniversary of Big's death.
See how you put it together? For those that didn't catch what he just said, listen to what he said about Anthony Wolf's mother in the timeline of her death.
Broken because she passed away, you know what I'm saying, like Miss Jones did. That was Anthony Wolf's mother. Right before her son's birthday. And Miss Wallace passed right before the anniversary of Big's death. You know what I'm saying? So I was just heartbroken because I'm thinking that she didn't want to see another anniversary of her son's death, and she didn't get the justice that she is due. And it was heartbreaking to see that she had passed before she could see the outcome of Diddy's trial, the outcome of Keefe D's trial, you know, to see if this dude, Diddy, is the monster that he has shown by all the different lawsuits, by all the different charges and the allegations against him. So, it was just heartbreaking, man, to see Miss Wallace pass like that. I had just talked to her about a month or so ago, and she gave me her blessings to keep doing what I was doing. She even said, yo, Gene, I watch you. Yo, you're doing a good job. You understand? I said, do you watch me or do you watch the Art of Dialogue, Miss Wallace? You know, she laughed and everything like that, man. But she was to hear her give me her blessings and tell me to keep going and keep doing, put a battery in my back, bruh. You know, so I don't have no problems. Can't nobody say nothing to me. Can't nobody, and they can say whatever they want to say to me. Big's mother told me to keep going. Big Mother's told me to do what I'm doing. Big Mother gave me her blessing before she died. Got it on my man John Paperwork, Countdown John, had it on tape and everything. So man, listen here, bro. It's hard, man, to see these women not get the justice that they need, you know, for their heart. And I just believe, man, you know, she may have been sick, but she probably died of a broken heart, bro. She probably died of a broken heart, man. And she didn't want to see another March 9th. And I just hope God bless her soul.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking to hear, man. You know, her dying without knowing who killed her son. Yeah, that's terrible, man. And I'm hearing that, you know, big catalog, they trying to sell that. You know anything about that?
Yeah. Yo, it is crazy because knowing this lady was sick and she was in hospice, bruh. These guys, Wayne Barrows and Mark Pitts, went on and started working out deals, you know, to allegedly sell Big's publishing, his marketing, all his rights to everything Notorious Big. And I think the company Pave, who have Tina Turner, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, they have a lot of other people publishing and everything like that. They are working out a deal for them. Because it ain't for Miss Wallace. It ain't for Big's kids. And the article that I read, the executors of that is Wayne Barrow and Mark Pitts. Those are the dudes that Puff put into play with them. I can't believe this. These are the dudes that when Big died, they took over the marketing and the publishing and everything. And what I mean by the marketing and publishing, anything that had to do with Big's business, Miss Wallace didn't know nothing about the music business. It was Mark Pitts and Wayne Barrows and them that managed Big, that took over that thing for him, but they were Puff boys. I guess it paid off, because now they looking to get 100 to 150 million on this whole thing. They looking to get 100 to 150 million, bro. It didn't say nothing about Big's kid, CJ, Teyana, or they didn't even say nothing. You know, ain't say nothing about Faith. But they about to get paid. And they were placed there. And we talked about that on the Art of Dialogue several times, man. This is crazy, man. Yo, it's just sad, bro. It's sad. But like they say, it is what it is.
So the people she has around her is in cahoots with Diddy. They only around her for his benefit.
Well, listen here, bro. With the knowledge I gave Ms. Wallace on the week of what happened to Big when he got murdered, on the knowledge I gave her, she was supposed to be suing Arista and Bad Boy Records. She was supposed to be suing them because they was responsible for Big's safety. Arista should have gave Big enough security knowing it was an East Coast, West Coast war at that time. Bad Boy was supposed to be given East Coast, they knew it was an East Coast, West Coast war at that time. Bad Boy was supposed to be giving him enough security. Big had one LAPD and he had Paul Offord. Come on, man. Everybody know Paul wasn't gonna bust a grape in a wine factory. That was Big security. So that whole thing, bro, those guys led her wrong. She never went after Puff like she was supposed to, and Miss Wallace knew. She knew she could not trust Puff. If you look at all the pictures, all the events, Miss Wallace stayed far away from her. She's far away from him. Her spirit would not let her get close to him like that. She knew he might have had something to do with her son's death. And now she's taking it to her grave, bro. Sad, bro. It's sad. And these dudes are about to get paid from that, from sticking around.
Not just sticking around. It's the fact that it almost sounds like an insurance claim, doesn't it? Like, you've seen the same scenario play out before time and time again, but the fact that she was almost, I'm not even saying almost, allegedly killed because of the publishing. Did you catch that? Like, it's really the publishing. So pretty much Diddy set these guys up that she It doesn't sound like she was in business with, but just knew of. Diddy set up in place to where these guys would collect the royalties for Mrs. Wallace. With Mrs. Wallace being gone, these same individuals that Diddy set up in place years ago are able to get away with the money scot-free. That's what they're trying to say. So it doesn't even go to the estate if these two gentlemen own it now. That's the whole thing. What was another thing? Alrighty. What? Hold on. So I almost forgot. Because I think it got leaked. I saw it getting read earlier. I don't know if it got leaked, though. Yeah, it didn't get leaked. Okay. All right, so as you guys know, Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor's divorce happened. A high-profile couple reaches multi-million-dollar settlement. So American singer Teyana Taylor, former NBA player Iman Shumpert. So I ain't no former NBA player. Did he get injured or something like that? Like, why is he? Did he retire or something like that early? Because I didn't know he stopped. Iman Shumpert retired from the 2021 season, citing injuries that affected his consistency and a waiver from the Brooklyn Nets. So that's okay. So now that explains really why he's in such a bad pickle. He doesn't even play anymore. He was pretty much let go because of all his injuries. He doesn't even play anymore. I remember when he first got with Teyana, he was pretty much a nobody. Nobody necessarily even knew who he was. This is a result of that, because now, like I said, the rabbit has the gun, and you're not able to even afford that NBA lifestyle, which, from what I heard, you weren't even doing that. Yeah, this is over. This is over. Okay, so they did have a whole lawsuit breakdown from lead attorney from the actual leak. But yeah, a lot of people are not surprised by this whole thing. A lot of people were not surprised by this whole thing, considering how much he did publicly as far as cheating on her. A lot of people were saying. And then, you're cheating on one of the hardest working women in show business, period. That's where things get a little bit, okay, dude, what are you doing? And what drugs are you smoking? This woman was getting an award while taking care of her kids and filming and executive producing it. She was winning awards. She was winning a whole award at the show she was doing. Crazy, right? Not the actual award ceremony, but she was somewhere else, live camera, accepting the award, couldn't even focus on it, had to rush and say she was thankful. Because she does so much. So it says the agreement between the couple was finalized in June 2024. So last year, Taylor will be rewarded with significant assets in this agreement, including luxurious properties and automobiles. Shumpert has agreed to provide substantial child support payments for his two daughters. So, needless to say, he won't be keeping the children either. So that part for him, if you're selfish, is the win. He doesn't have to necessarily even do anything except spend the $8,000. out of the little bit of money he's getting left from even playing. Which that $8,000 probably hurts when you're not actually playing. The let's see. Details of their personal lives continue to garner a lot of public attention, but the couple have shown resilience and dedication to their children. They have agreed on co-parenting with their daughters, which I also want to commend on both their parts. They're not publicly bashing each other with things right now, of course, but they're not publicly bashing each other because their children will read these things years to come. So the former couple had been together for over a decade, and then they were married for 8 years. Taylor, who has made her name as a singer and choreographer, has now secured a highly favorable divorce settlement. She will receive four luxury homes. So she's getting 4 mansions. You know, I say it's emphasized the luxury. 4 mansions, pretty much. That's valued at $10 million. So even if you're saying 4 homes divided by 10 million, so you're saying maybe but 3-ish, 3 millish at the most, 3 millish and a change on each crib. Right, the actor will also be receiving one-time payment in the 7-figure range. The settlement also includes a variety of luxury vehicles. Among them are the $300,000 Maybach, a $70,000 Mercedes Sprinter, and a tour bus. So this is all things that she needs. These things are all things that Teyana herself needs, from the Sprinter van, tour bus to do what she got to do, as well as the Maybach for when she want to just go out and have fun that night. That is what a win looks like, ladies and gentlemen. She will also retain full ownership of her businesses. So anything she was doing before Iman don't have nothing to do with Iman after the fact. In addition to the financial settlement, Shumpert will be giving Teyana $8,000 per month in child support for his 2 daughters, Iman Taylor Junie Shumpert Jr. and Rural Shumpert. He will also cover their private school tuition costs. So now this is why I said for him, I get where he would say that this is some type of win for him, because he doesn't necessarily have the responsibility of the children anymore, but he has the financial obligation to them, as well as he has a financial obligation to the marriage. So I'm interested to see how this would even go right here. Taylor and Shumpert's divorce details. The coming 2 actor confirmed the separation in 2023, and the settlement was finalized in 2024. So like I said, this has been going. It's not like they just said we're gonna divorce last month. This is something that's been going on for quite some time, and I'm pretty sure Teyana just got fed up with everything that was going on, considering she was trying to still work and do what she had to do. So this pretty much was slowing even her up mentally and stressfully, emotionally. In all fairness, Iman and I are separated and have been for a while. To be 1,000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure, she said. She also assured her followers that she and Shumpert remain close, saying, we are still the best of friends, great business partners, and are one hell of a team when it comes to co-parenting our 2 beautiful children. Taylor and Shumpert's personal and professional lives. Now, Taylor seemed to have moved on in her personal life, apart from the divorce, which a guy named Aaron Pierre, she's been publicly seen with a lot. And pretty much people are saying that that's the new that's the new boo. That's the new one replacing Iman, which, of course, is nothing to sneeze at for Mrs. Taylor. Yeah, British actor Aaron Pierre. This guy right here. Now, of course, some of y'all have seen him in many different films and whatnot. He was in Brother. He's in Rebel Ridge. He's in the Mufasa, the Lion King. I think he's I'm not sure if he's the voice of whatchamacallit. He looks like he would be the voice of Scar. The Gaze. Oh, he's been, like I said, he's been in a couple of films. I've seen him before myself. But yeah, I definitely get where, Teyana Taylor say, look, I'm going to move on to a guy that really does have his own money and own things going on. That's a step up for Teyana. If you're going to move on and get up onto something else to forget, you definitely are going in the right direction with Aaron Pierre. London-based actor Aaron Pierre, definitely going in the right direction. Because then you ain't got to worry about things that you got to afford your man. That's one of the biggest things about this, that he wasn't necessarily even helping her financially as far as, even splurging on her like that. I think that was one of the biggest things that she started getting mad at, like the fact that you're an NBA player and I don't feel like I'm dating an NBA player. I don't feel like I'm married to an NBA player. I feel like I'm married to a regular Joe Schmo that I still have to afford his lifestyle as well as my own. Which kind of sucks with a beautiful person and soul like Teyana. To be remotely even taken advantage of in any case. So apart from the divorce, the actor has also garnered a lot of attention for her recent dating rumors. She has been in the news after attending the 2025 Oscars with British actor Aaron Pierre. She also went on to share black and white photos of herself with Pierre on her Instagram handle. Oscar night in black and white, no gray area. Nice. Hold on, let me confirm that as well with you, Teyana. What's her IG? Jimmy Nooch. That's crazy. Oh, there it is right here. Oscar night in black and white, no gray area. They definitely boot up. They's definitely boot up. And this was a statement picture. This is a week ago. This is a statement picture right here you making. I'm saying, nah, I look better with someone else on me. And it ain't you, Iman. This is definitely a great look for her. He actually looks better with the beard off than he does on. I mean, he's rocking the beard and whatnot for a minute, but this look that he has right here, I guess this is his original look with the shaved beard and glasses. Yeah, this is a step up for Teyana. Huge step up for Teyana. And like I said, definitely they look good together. So great choice. Great choice. And it's not like Teyana's ever had a bad choice in making things. I should say she's never made a super bad choice in life, but definitely a huge step up. She also went on to, the post hinted at the start of a new romantic chapter for her, but neither Taylor nor Pierre have confirmed their relationship, as they should. That's one of those things where it's like, yo, why you even want to be in my business as far as who I'm dating now, and I'm going through a whole public divorce that I already don't even want, to be known like that. I don't know why I was doing that just now. Not sure why I was doing that just now. I think it was right here. Okay, so although Shumpert's basketball career came to an end in 2020, that's another thing too. So 4 years ago, he stopped playing. That money that he even had is gone right now. His entrepreneurial ventures and appearances on shows have kept him in the public eye. No. What kept you in the public eye is the fact that you Teyana Taylor's boo. That's what kept you in the public eye for a while. I don't think people realize that. It wasn't. It wasn't the most glamorous of things, but when you're dating an NBA player, you expect certain things, and the fact that he was a whole NBA player and wasn't able to afford even her, in a sense, like, that's the thing. You're like I said, supposedly making millions of dollars at the time, but what you were doing with it and decision making is, just saying. The divorce settlement might have affected his finance. Might have. That's an interesting choice of words. Might have affected his finances. But remains strong financial position. This reflects his success both on and off the court with the divorce settlement. So they did a whole thing right here breaking down who is who. And I mean, even during the breakdown of reading that, you start to realize, Iman, you shouldn't have even tried to take this one to court. You shouldn't have even attempted to take this one to court, because now it's just going to be it's just going to be easy. It'll be easy for a lot more people to accomplish that if they're doing it that way. They'll start doing the Walmart trick of scanning one particular thing, and then the next one they got 10 different things missing. So, with this particular case here, Teyana Taylor came up huge, in my opinion. I'm talking about, like, massive W. Massive W. Now, I tried to get the divorce settlement PDF, but it wasn't, available right now. The leak happened through, of course, Tori's attorney and her attorney, but Penny's attorney. But again, Teyana Taylor definitely, for her, like I said before, to acquire all the things that made her famous, but also would, inspire someone else. That's one thing you have to definitely take away from all this play here. It's not a matter of the It's not a matter of the paying attention to the play at hand. It's not a fact that it's not a matter of the fact that she lost interest in him so long ago. Let's also put that in emphasis. She lost complete interest with him 4 to 5 years ago. So it's not like she just jumped from dick to dick. She pretty much hasn't even been focusing on dating anyone new in the past 4 or 5 years. It's crazy how time flies, but that's a significant amount of time for someone to just leave out of the picture and you have someone new enter it. It's not even like I said, selfish time. It's a very considerate one. Also, in regards to Iman, we all knew Iman wasn't the best of known players when he first got there. He was not. He was barely known, barely getting healed, barely doing anything. If anything, just causing worse. But as I'm looking at Trump right now, I'm saying to myself, Trump supporters fuck things up. The Choice reporters were doing this a nice, calm way of doing things, and not necessarily. So, with Iman, you also have to be able to combo it. It's the thing with the amount that he's getting, let's just say the amount that he's being combo with, as far as the $8,000, the Maybach. These are all things that people think, oh damn, she's just capable of more child support. No, these are things that actually came up over time. Things that they acquired over time. Let me say it like that. Things that they acquired over time. And this is pretty much saying, hey, you can have these things back plus some more things. It's pretty much, how that would go there. And like you said, with Iman not, and let's finish that too, with Iman not necessarily being known like that. What would, the change be here? What would the change be here, if any? Like I said, with this situation, I wonder how long it's going to be before the actual, the new filing is leaked. If anybody has, just shoot me it. But yeah, Iman wasn't even known as a basketball player until we saw Teyana Taylor, and say, "Oh, who's Teyana messing with now?" And then all of a sudden you start seeing different things. You could tell who made what decision and all that. Because, you know, if you're not utilizing your abilities during that, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not capitalizing off that, I don't know what to tell you. So that'll be as soon as, unfortunately. And that was why I said certain things just drain me. But this particular, you know, like I said, I want to see. I'm intrigued to see how they play this next one, this next situation, I should say, because there's public filings being made now. So I'm interested to see how this works. I'm interested to see how this works in regards to him trying to get $8 grand for, you know, taking care of his children, and a lot of people will say, you know, that's nothing compared to what you can actually do. That's why I hate. Anyway, what does the Iman Shumpert Teyana Taylor divorce settlement include? So it's pretty much the $300,000 Maybach, 4 Crips, and custody of the kids. I think it's one more I'm missing, but you know, I got the one you're never really gonna need. But yeah. Okay, so it's not like this is not over. This is completely over. This is separation at its finest, line its finest. But this is definitely separation here, like to say. When we do have this much downy, I wish I did have a clip to actually work this with, but like I said, everybody's pretty much just giving their opinion on it. It's still too early. It's still very, very early in the game for Storm. And the reason why I say that is because of not just the team up, but just how strong a person is in general. Without the double damage boost is just it's crazy. It's very appreciative. I say that, but because of that open carry situation, you have things like this just randomly happening, and people just mind their business, just trying to do what they got to do. Like there's somebody that's probably stopped for a gas station, just to get a piss in real quick, and next thing he comes out, gets the bullet because the place is getting robbed. It's just time and place it gets managed. It's crazy. Like I said before, Iman was not known prior to this, and that's what's going to win us over is the fact that he was never introduced, and we don't have the proper comps. Like Hulk going by himself one solo tank is probably the worst idea. Just a side note there, but he's not necessarily the best looking. Also, always got to start there. Not always the best looking, but at the same time, you have the scenario of what if. Okay, so with that being said, there's a lot of people that would just jump to conclusion and forget the what if part and try to defend, but that's not necessarily going to work either if you're by yourself. The whole thing of you popping the old one is so you have the team to fight with you, not to just save your ass. And I think that's a huge point that don't get emphasized enough. Don't stagger. You know what stagger means, but don't stagger for the simple fact that you know that what's actually up there the amount of time. But yeah, that's pretty much how things work. If ever available, definitely will give you hints on the styling, but this is supposedly the new style and new way of things. Definitely got looking to get in that court from the thing. That weapon from him. I just want this, I want to see what happens with Black Panther if he gets an MVP. I want to see what happens for an MVP Black Panther. Just to see how that works. But anyway, yeah, I would hope that, this is in New Mexico, of course. I would have hoped that there was more people that showed up to even give him a fight or anything like that. They just pretty much just got that foot-long person to do all the unnecessary stuff a woman wouldn't do, but can do from mine. Iman didn't get away at all on an L, but Teyana did. Teyana pretty much got away. Remember, this is a separation that turned into a divorce settlement, so she's not getting anything on top of setting the bombs there, but it's the fact that she set the bombs up and doesn't have anything left. So it's like managing the cool downs or something like that. Something small but very big when it comes to with this particular situation. The measurement of the net worth, for example, right? When one person is owed this amount of money, this person is owed that amount of money. That's why it just didn't get that high as far as the 30 million, because it's like, okay, this person is worth this for doing nothing, but you have to just look and learn sometimes. So I wish that Teyana would keep her relationship very much more private, and we don't even know who Ultra Secret is. I hope that is the case, and I hope that is the plan to just get them out. But yeah, because you can look for the web all you want, but if it's not there, it's not even gonna make no sense. Oh man, came out there. I'm still running. I just sort of ask myself, how the heck does that even happen? With 3 supports, how does that even happen? Talking about just supports that just went to DPS. Everybody said the Elo hell was platinum. I believe it. It's just horrible loss streaks of just platinum. And I can't say it's based upon my position and things like that. It truly is like, yo, what do you even want us to do? Okay, so so that's just free damage when you have the sword right there. It's just free backup damage right there. So easy to provision. All right, you got here. This is just all the equipment that you have in the transfer, pretty much, right? You just put it in. Okay. Multi-million-dollar settlement. When I read that headline, I said, oh, wow. I wonder how much. But then when I realized the details of how much, I was like, oh, no one ever, it's anybody. I know it's not too many wrestling fans, but hey, there's a triple fight. There's a triple threat. Bring up. That's my WWE there. But Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor, I want to say I wish Teyana the best. Not necessarily Iman too much black man, but dude, you fumbled a huge bag right here. You fumbled a huge bag by doing what you do. And wasted the old on people. Jesus. Much rather do that and get rid of one two Mantas out of here. I can't wait to get up there and just have the comms too in that game. Teyana is super hard working to even notice a lot. So of course she's in this, but from what I see on the field, she's catching too many good plays for you to even notice. So it's like you have Storm dealing the double damage, and you have Loki doing his damage. It's just a nice crazy mix. Yeah, no, I'm coming out for this. It's a nice crazy mix, but I wish the best for Teyana more than anything, because like I said, she has to take care of this publicly before she really can work. She can't really focus on work if this is happening. And I agree with you. You can't really fast work if this is happening. Like she said, Teyana, she said her and Iman are perfect hustles. So it's not like Jeff that you gotta go off the map and all that just to enjoy it. You can't really go off the map and do all that. Too heavy. So show you what happens when you realize I'm too heavy. All right, let's at least get it done before we get off here. I said I was not using this particular situation except for the example of this, how, I'm not going to say this is how marriage goes, but this is more so how when people just don't have the same, have the same skill level. And this is huge skill gap. You start saying, oh, damn. They really don't want to be the winner here. Could have went side, but no. Yeah, I was hoping that guy came a little bit. Sorry. Okay. I wonder. Now I'm thinking about it. I wonder, right? Because from what I read, it sounded like he tried to sue her first, and it probably got turned the other way around. It probably pretty much got when they said the single. I was just gonna reprovision both because the signal levels are fine on the router as well as the modem being Sonu, but it is just I'm by myself. As I said before in the comments, 3 take meta. Iman and Teyana are going to be great co-parents in the near future. I love the fact that they even emphasize, or should I say Teyana emphasized the fact that he's a great co-parent with me, so I don't think the courts will necessarily be giving him anything super harsh unless it's that in the scenario, which, hey. I just want to see how these comps in particular work. They don't even have them at the point right here. This is a good sign. Good sign. Okay, so that one just went up. I'm not sure why we defensive older there. We kind of need that for later. Okay. So, I wonder if I can find it real quick. I doubt it, but like I said, when you Google the PDF to it, it's just super hard to find the actual divorce. I mean, necessarily, I get why the divorce papers itself are, they're not public to they're not for the public opinion just yet. It's because they don't want the public opinion to have any sway in the case. They just want to say, here you go. Now stop crying. And then they release it, and then it's a whole, group of plats that just got there. Wow. That part they will have to the train and see what's going on with it. That is wild. Turd ain't easy to get rid of. This open to carry thing in Florida, I tell you, it's just gonna make a bunch of crazy people. State was already crazy enough, but you do it in Florida, you're in the craziest crazy land right there. Craziest crazy land. But her to have 4 mansions, like I said, at 3 and change each, is still wild to me. Like, you pretty much have Epon playing for the lifestyle that you should have been having, but just don't. Man, that was massive. So, just remember what voting actually is, and you can look at it like it's a good thing, but it's not necessarily. Anyway, I do like her new album. Not necessarily new, but like a month old. Definitely put her heart and soul in that. And you can tell who wears the pants in that family versus who doesn't. Okay. I hate the fact that I get, like I said, that tornado warning messed me all up because now I'm just super tired doing this too. Let me see. New Eyes, what's going on? All right. Like I said, it's not really much out there on the Teyana Taylor situation. That's why I call her Bugs Bunny, because it's like no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's not too much source out here on that. And then the PDF itself is still not public. They made sure that Teyana Taylor's attorney as well as Iman's attorney are the only ones that can physically see the actual lawsuit, which she doesn't really do too much bashing of him in the PDF of that lawsuit. She doesn't do any any bashing at all. If anything, it's just good exclusiveness, and you get to actually see into the lives of the new boo and her. If anything, it's the hardest working woman in showbiz to me. I don't see too many people that can just help you out when you Mr. Fan. But Teyana Taylor's new boyfriend, Aaron Pierre, I think is definitely going to be the new look for her. Okay, we're just fucking. Well, like I said, there wasn't too much there on the Teyana Taylor thing, except for the actual article of the person that leaked the information on him. You know. All right, so into something a little more interesting. Oh, I know where I can go real quick. What was it? Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah, here it goes. Here it goes right here. This was just crazy right here. Oh, this is actually about, okay. This happened years ago, but this is funny as hell. Imagine you on live TV as a news anchor, and dudes just hovering around the backyard and back of you, and you see what's going on, but you can't say nothing.
Okay, sorry.
Give me.
Look at this. They came out on the highway and just started robbing some give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. He's trying to take his microphone, his phone. They're getting robbed live on TV. This is in South Africa, Johannesburg. They get the news anchor and his crew was literally getting robbed of all their stuff on live TV.
No, enough. Give me. Hey, we're being mugged. We're being mugged.
What exactly happened there? Just take us through that.
Well, I mean, I was literally seconds before going on air for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'd just done one at 6:30. And these guys just came. In fact, I was confused because remember, as you stand there, I was the only one with the light on. The light was on me. So everybody else was you can't see the other people because they're outside of the sort of little portion that's being lit. And then here comes this person like looking for a phone, and I had my phone in my hand because I had just spoken to the executive producer about the crossing we're about of the bulletin, about the crossing we're about to do. And then someone comes, I'm like, hey, what's your problem? You know? And then suddenly I'm like, it's all these strangers I don't know. Because I was wondering, I mean,
had no idea what was about to happen. Imagine you just a news anchor and you go to work and you're just like, all right, I think it's a regular work day, and then right before you go on live, you get literally mugged by the locals. Imagine that, bruh. Like, is it that savage in Johannesburg like that? I mean, it probably is, but if it's that savage to be robbing your own like that, especially live on TV, the man made it already. You're just, nah, you can't have that. And then just trying to take everything is crazy at that. Like, you're trying to take home everything, the camera, the microphone, all. Dude, come on.
Who could like possibly, disturb me while they know that we're like literally seconds before going on air? And it was this guy, so they were trying to So he was looking for the phone. So because I wasn't giving him the phone, then he calls the other one who has a gun to say, you know, Dubula Lenja or something like that, you know. So at that point, like, you know, Sophie and them that scream, just give him the phone, you know. So I give him the phone, and then, you know, they took, I think about 2 or 3 phones, my phone, Sophie's phone, I can't remember who else's phone, but also the laptop that we're using to, like, you know, do the crossing that was linked to the van, the DSNG van that we were using, and it just disappeared.
So they easily, I'm pretty sure they found out who it was. I'm pretty sure they found out who actually did it and got retaliation from that. But that was years ago that it happened. But still pretty damn funny to be a news anchor in South Africa and your whole entire set just gets robbed. Give me this, give me this too. Give me this too. That's all you heard, literally. That's all you heard, literally. Okay, one more thing. Is this the original? Or is this one?
Quick question. Have you heard about...
Okay, so former In Vogue member Dawn Robertson was, you know, has been going viral lately for her admitting some very disturbing and eventful news that, you know, kind of messed me up.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA, so I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. Do we have... And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh, my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable because... every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there until I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who has to live here. This is my remote for my phone. You can push play and pause and all that stuff. So that's why I'm holding this. Anyway, and it's way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I can do that. I can do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been... like I said, 3 years.
Shoot, I won't sleep in a car and doing this.
Why would they put that out there like that? But no, so that's kind of sad that even, you know, that Dawn is sleeping in her car. And this is another scenario of, you know, poor mismanagement with the mismanagement of financial gainings, as well as you're not necessarily giving that financial advice at a good rate when you're doing that. So I was, like I said, taken back by the whole thing because all the involved members were doing so well, especially her being the lead. That's another thing I want to get over top. She's a lead and did this. Okay, so I'm not sure where the sound went, but yeah, because I was gonna go in on that specifically, but like I said, that video fucked me up in general. It fucked me up in general to be sleep from someone that has actually been homeless twice. I can understand that pain right there, as far as just wanting to release it and just let someone know that you're there. Might not be a situation at all, but it's good to have that on standby. It's at least good to have that on standby. Well, Vicky should have that on standby while she's kidnapped over there. Let me see here. I hate having to go to work on Saturdays. No, I have no idea what the dirt fiasco is. Yeah, we hit the 3-hour mark already. All right. Should I spin the block tomorrow? I'll probably spin the block not tomorrow, but Sunday night. Definitely be back Sunday night. Definitely be back Sunday evening. I'll be back Sunday evening. I might even be back tomorrow just to fuck around a little bit. But I really wanted to just cover, like I said, the not necessarily the Teyana. Listen, it wasn't much to cover with the Teyana Taylor situation as much as it was I needed to at least get us geared up for what's about to happen in 2 more months with Diddy, since we got that. So like I said, I'm mad I gotta go to work tomorrow. So, and I've been going on an hour and 2 hours sleep the past 3 days. So we're getting shit done. So our brother's trying to start working from home. Let me just say that. I'm trying to start working from home. Okay. So I'll be back. I'll be back. And apologies for my energy tonight, because like I said, I have been very, very busy and tired myself. So apologies again, chat. But I'll be back well rested next time. I will be back well rested next time.
Yeah, another soul on soul. Yeah, production. Yeah.
Shout out everybody that came up in here.
I stay soaked in foreign colognes. I keep dipped. Coogee sweaters handmade, cause that's that flush. I say lace because my body got Versace taste. Rolex on my cuff, flooded with diamonds and stuff. A half a dozen 100 Benz coupe in my driveway. Tried to have it my way, the flyway led to a bad day. I should have kept it real when I was with you. Instead I dissed you, so now I miss you. True.
It's been too long. Come back home, I need your smile, ain't seen you in a while. I'm so alone, I miss you. Come back home. It's been 2 sleepless nights, 3 lonely days since I last saw you. Now things just ain't the same. Whatever happened to the promise that we made? You'll never leave me. I'll never leave you. Now you're gone. It's been too long. You've been gone. Feels good when I'm with you. I miss you. Come back home. I need your smile. Hear me. I'm so alone. I miss you. Come back home. I've about it. I wanna talk about it, but let's not talk about who's right or who's wrong. I wanna move on so we can start all over again. Cause I'd much rather be with you than without you. I love you. What you talking about? I need you. What you talking about?
Lets me further know what it is you really do.
Bullshit.